Okay, that was a weird angle. What's going on, you guys? How are you? It's really great to see you. Hello, Tom. Hello, Vanessa. Hello, Kismet. Hello, Tarot Troll. Hello, hello. Hit me up, Violetta. Could use some road tripping. I'm assuming that you meant you're on a road trip, because at first that confused me. I was like, you want me to hit you up for a road trip? Are you aware that I get car sick? Oh crap! Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. Um, so yeah, what's going on, Dominic? It's great to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. What's up, Top Flight? I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. Or maybe I have. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. It is super hot in Virginia. I mean, it is like 96 or 98 degrees, something like that. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. The AC at this point, like my 2010 car, like at this point is just like, hey, I'm not good enough for this weather. So hanging on by a thread there. But other than that, I'm having a pretty great day. My daughter just turned 13 on Friday. Absolutely fabulous. She was with her dad. It was her dad's week when she had her birthday. So this week is me and my parents and all of that. So it's going to be really fun. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. And I hope you guys are having a pretty damn good week as well. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I don't see Lori in here yet. If she doesn't come in here, then I'm just going to have to monitor the chat myself, which is okay. I'm okay with doing that. But I hope that you guys are happy, and I hope that you're healthy, and I hope that you're taking care of your mental health as well. I know that we're in weird times. So please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Okay. 99 degrees here in Delaware. Damn, Tom. You're always coming in and you're just upping me every time. Just one upping me every time. First the tango dancing, then the obviously incredibly good looks, sir. That sounds pretty gross, though. I'm not gonna lie. See, the thing about Virginia, I don't know if it's like that in Delaware, but here, like where I live, it's like stinks. Like it doesn't actually stink, but it's so humid, it feels like it should stink. It just stinks. It's just gross. It is so gross. You walk outside and it feels like you walked into a fucking shower. It is ugh, atrocious. Um, anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and just kind of jump right in. I'm feeling a little, I don't know if I'm feeling frisky, but I'm definitely feeling like I want to, you know, clarify a little bit more tonight. Maybe, I don't know. Just kind of feeling it. What's up, Enigma? We're in Florida. Yay. Yeah. Yeah. I will say during these times, I'm not excited about being like anywhere near Washington D.C. in any capacity. I just don't. Can I just tell the other countries like, hey, I didn't agree to this. I didn't consent. But I don't think that that's how it works. What's up, Michaela? How are you? So yeah, you guys, welcome to All Sides. We're going to be taking a look at what you don't see coming, which maybe is not the least fear-mongering tarot that I can do, but I was on board for one of these for a while, or it was about time for one of these for a while, so bear with me. But we're going to be taking a look at what you may not see coming for the rest of June 2025. I know that we are going to have a Mercury opposition to Pluto, so Mercury will be in Leo, and Mercury in Leo can be quite gravitas. It can be quite uh well, it can be showy, right? I feel like Mercury and Leo people make great talkers, right? Even great actors, Leo placements in general. But in its shadow side, it can be quite pompous and rude and selfish. And making the opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, this is about the transformation of society. And there can be some really I would say maybe not start like a huge debate on the 29th, the 28th, the 29th, 30th. Maybe not, have it out with like somebody who's really into politics that day, or somebody that opposes your viewpoint. This is probably not the best time to get involved in some crazy online debacles, right? But other than that, we have a sun, a Jupiter Kazemi. So this is great. This is where a planet is in the heart of the sun, and it basically gets, I guess you could say, purified, right? Where it feels brand new and all of that, it kind of gets burned down to a crisp. So with Jupiter being in this aspect, it can be that the Jupiter houses, the Jupiter ruled houses, which would be Sagittarius and Pisces, are getting a little bit of a purification process, but not in the way that can feel painful, just because Jupiter is in its exaltation in Cancer. So it's kind of like a bit of a balm, I guess you could say, or a lubrication that's being put over Jupiter. So that way it doesn't feel too dramatic. But I feel like this is going to be really positive. It's already kind of coming up, and it's in an applying conjunction right now. So also take a look at the Cancer part of your chart. So for me, this is my third house of writing, teaching, skills-based learning, my local community, my car, so there may be some new revelations that I'm having in regards to this house. And then we're also having a new moon in this house, just like a day later or so, where Jupiter, the moon, and the sun are all in a nice big conjunction. Something to keep in mind, that there is going to be a square to Saturn and Neptune. So it may be that, especially in Aries, this can be trying to motivate us to take the lead in some way, but not with too much force, right? Saturn doesn't really like being in Aries. So be patient. Good things are coming. I believe we see this full moon in early January. So you'll see the full culmination of this within 6 months or so. So yay, a new moon in Cancer. That's gonna be exciting. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what you don't see coming for the rest of June 2025. Yes, I am taking super chat questions today. If you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can go on and head over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. If you book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live and you do it before 7 p.m. EST, then you can get a discount, which would be 15% off of your question. So without further ado, I guess we'll just go ahead and get started with Aries. You're so welcome, Top Flight, anytime. Absolutely. I think that for the most part, we're having a nice little trine from Mercury to Saturn and Neptune as well, I believe on Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, we'll see it. Mercury transits don't last too long, but I feel like this can be some really stabilizing conversations. And I feel like if any of you guys are writers or creatives in any way, this weekend could be really, really great for something like that. Oh, something else that I wanted to mention, speaking of creativity, let me go ahead and open this. If anybody gives a shit, if you don't, like, please just ignore this. But for a lot of you, you are, well, probably well aware by now that I do have a writing channel that is called Where Dead Flowers Bloom. And, oh, hold on. One sec. And I am releasing a song, which is going to be on at midnight on June 28th. So that will be basically like going into Saturday, right? The 28th is technically Saturday. Yeah, so it'll be going into Saturday. So I did it on like a Friday night. So midnight on Friday night, right, will be the release of my new song. It's called Little Girls. And if you guys want to be there for the premiere, of course, I'll be super excited to have you. Here is the link. If you guys go to the video, you can turn on the notifications so that you can get notified. This is my writing page. And I wrote all of the lyrics. What I just basically did is I compiled my poetry together, and then I used Midjourney for AI videos, and I just kind of put it together real quick. But mostly it's about the song. And then what I did was I used Suno, which is an AI app where it will sing your words for you. So I wrote everything and I put the video together, but I obviously did not sing it because I cannot sing. But I had AI sing it, and honestly, it came out way better than I than I thought it would come out. I actually made this a couple months ago or a few months ago, and I just never released it. I have 3 songs that are just kind of sitting around. And so I was like, well, why do I not just put this up here? I should just put this up here at this point. So I am doing that. Once again, it will be Friday night, but on midnight, if that makes sense. So going into Saturday. Okay. So if you guys click that link that I put in the chat box, then you can turn on the notification, and you can be there for when it airs. Um, all of my songs sound quite different. And I'm into all kinds of music, including classical. I can't really get down with the country. This type of music may not be for everyone, but it is for me, and it is my words. And that is the most important thing to me. So I hope you guys will join me on Friday night going into midnight if you're awake, of course. So, but yeah, I love you guys. What's going on, Mary? Welcome. Welcome from South Africa. Awesome. I'm building up the courage to face your latest release. What do you mean? What latest release? I don't remember. What's up, Lisa? Hell yeah, man. I like poetry. I don't write it down, but I was just thinking of some 5 minutes ago, and you say, haha, on point. Good, good. Well, I hope that it can encourage you. I absolutely love writing. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. It's something that I've done since I was 7 years old. And my grandfather was a writer. He was actually John Wayne's ranch foreman. Some of you guys maybe saw that before. If you guys followed wheredeadflowersbloom.com, you may have seen where I made that post about my grandfather and posted that picture of him and John Wayne or whatever. And he was a writer, but obviously he was born in like the 1920s. So he only had a 3rd grade education. So it was really endearing to look back. I actually just saw them last summer where I saw his screenplay, his little Western screenplay that he was trying to write. And I'm like, and I remember when I was a little girl, he would sit me on his lap because I was like, oh, what's this? What's this? Right. I really wanted to see. I always loved everything that he did. He was so creative. He was a painter, he's actually pretty good. And he had just a library of books that he'd try to read. And, he would still write, even though he only had a 3rd grade education. I mean, he was just the best grandpa in the whole world, and he used to sit me on his lap, and he had like this little typewriter, like the old school, and he'd teach me how to do it. And so after he taught me that, it was like, I had to do it. No, he taught me that at 6, and then I wrote my first short story called The Mad Dad and the Banana, and I laminated it, and I just thought it was incredible. And ever since then, it was just I couldn't get enough of writing. And so shout out to my grandpa for teaching me that. He was a Capricorn sun, actually, and my grandmother, she was a Virgo like me. So, um, has me confronting things. It's a good thing. It's a testament to your depth. It's a compliment. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that, Kismet. Thank you. Thanks, Carrie. I appreciate that. You live around Washington, D.C. and Virginia, Violetta? Well, I mean, it's pretty close. Like, I listen, I'm kind of a catastrophic thinker. So I think if something were to happen there, like big, like it would trickle down. That's the first thing I'm thinking, you know? But once again, I tend to think in worst case scenarios because, well, my life. So, yeah. Um, if you could point me to the nearest Etsy for that, thanks. I'd like to buy a copy of The Mad Dad and the Banana. Oh, I know that my mom has it. If I can remember to grab it this weekend, I'll definitely grab it for you guys. It is, listen, Stephen King could never, right? But anyway, you guys, I don't mean to talk your head off, but I'm really excited about the song release. It may not be, up your alley, and I totally get that. I have other songs that are very, very different from it, so just kind of hang tight. But I love you guys, and I hope that you're doing really, really well. And I hope that you are happy. Ready to move to Scotland? You have no idea. Edinburgh, just save a seat for me, please. Want to get the hell out of here so bad. on my own accord, however. So let's go ahead and check out what you can expect for the rest of this month. Once again, if you guys want to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, then you could do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. The link is the pinned comment in the chat. So let's go ahead and begin. Aries, what is going on? I hope that you guys are doing super awesome. Let's see what the rest of June has in store for you. All right, there. You're in the energy of the High Priestess reversed. Whoa. All righty. Thank you. What you don't see coming is the moon. The Ten of Pentacles for your advice. Interesting energy. Let's see that High Priestess reversed. The Seven of Cups. The Chariot reversed. I mean, you just look confused, honestly. I think that you kind of have your hands in a lot of cookie jars right now, and I think you're not really sure which ones to eat, essentially. It seems to me like there's something that you're wanting to pursue in your life, but you could be lacking the courage or really just lacking the direction. You may not trust the path that you're on or trust uh, a path that you want to take. And so you may be kind of hiding out a little bit or kind of keeping to yourself in one way or another. There may be something that is being revealed to you and maybe even in a comfortable way that is making you second guess your choice or your choices, maybe that you've already made, but you kind of have your head in the clouds about things. Now, it doesn't have to be diabolical and like, oh my God, right? Tarot's so dramatic and so am I. But the Seven of Cups can also be about us fantasizing about what could be, us being quite creative in regards to how we go about something or how we go about someone. So I am going to pull a card here, the Three of Cups reversed. For some of you, it can be very much about you not really knowing what crowd you fit in. For others of you, it's that you are dating around. Okay. For others of you, you are quite literally dating around, or it's that you don't really know where you belong. And if that's the case, Aries, if you're kind of feeling a little out of sorts or you don't really know where to plant your seeds, I would say plant them in your own fucking garden. The one thing that I have kind of found being somebody with a North Node in Aries, is that I very much contorted myself so much to be able to feel like I was a part of something or to feel like I was loved by someone or to feel like I belonged somewhere. But the more that I just created my own space, almost as the lieutenant of my own space and my own life, I noticed that I started attracting people that liked that or that were interested in that. So it's not always about finding a place that you belong, it's about creating the space where you belong, and others will follow suit if they are meant for you. Okay, whether that's friendships or um, even family, really, or friendships. So, what you don't see coming is the moon, the temperance reversed, and the King of Pentacles reversed. I will say this, Aries, be cautious of potentially a masculine energy in your life who is trying to maybe take advantage of you. The King of Pentacles reverse shows up when there's a masculine energy, still could be a woman, we're all made up of masculine and feminine energies, but where a masculine energy may be showing up and wanting to use you or wanting to ride on your coattails or, yeah, let's get into a relationship. We should move in together. But really, it's not out of love or stability per se, or even commitment. It's out of, well, at least now I won't have to pay these bills on my own. That's kind of like the King of Pentacles reversed. And it can feel like there's a lot of emotion directed in regards to this particular person, even if it's like a business partner, okay? I would say listen to yourself. Listen to yourself because I think that you're probably right. I think that it's about trusting your own internal guidance to guide you potentially away from whomever this person is, because I don't think that something is equal. The temperance in reverse can talk about where, maybe somebody can be very self righteous or, maybe somebody's overdoing it in some way. So somebody can maybe be laying it on quite thick, you know, to be able to get something from you in a maybe not the most honorable of ways, right? Now, for some of you, this can, of course, be you as well. You may be thinking, oh, well, maybe I can just kind of, you know, ride on somebody's coattails in order to get here or whatever. But I want you to be careful, especially with this new moon, you know, starting up in Cancer, and the squares to Saturn. It's asking us to not take the quick route or the easy route. It's asking us to take the noble or honorable route, or, you know, the long way home, I guess you could say, where endurance and consistency over time gives true and honest results. So something to kind of think about moving forward. The 10 of Pentacles for your advice with the 2 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Well, that's funny because you have the 7 of Cups in your energy, and then the 8 of Cups is here for your advice. So, what in your life is an illusion? Or what in your life is just a fantasy? So, the 2 of Wands being there as well is very symbolic of that, because it's saying that you need a plan. If you really want whatever this is that you may want in the future, whether it is a long-term stable relationship, or if it's something else that you're very future focused on, your legacy, your business, right? The 10 of Pentacles is the third decan of Virgo, my birthday. But it's the third decan of Virgo, and it's symbolic for, you know, everything that we've ever wanted in some way. That can be the 10 of Pentacles. But the 2 of Wands is saying that, well, if you want that, then you're going to have to choose a different way than what you've been choosing. And the 8 of Cups is saying, walk away from the thing that you know is not real. And you know it's not with the moon there. You know it's not. Okay. So whatever that thing is, like that, you've had that, you know, little bit of a nudge about, or you feel your intuition trying to lead you away from that direction, this would be the time now to listen to that. Okay. So, Aries, thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed reading for you today. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. If you order within the next 10 minutes, then you can get 15% off. Have a great rest of your month, Aries. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and move on. What's up, Shannon? Lori's here. Hi, Lori. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to Taurus. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing great, Taurus. I hope that you're happy and healthy. Let's go ahead and see what you don't see coming for the rest of June 2025. The 6 of Cups reversed for your energy. What you don't see coming is the Sun. Ooh, maybe it's a happy what you don't see coming. That'd be nice. And then the King of Wands reversed for your advice. Double Leo energy here. We have Scorpio, lots of fixed energy. So let's go ahead and take a look at that 6 of Cups reversed first. Uh-oh, the Empress reversed. And the 6 of Wands. Wow, this is really telling. Well, the Empress is Taurian energy with respect to Libra as well. But that 6 of Cups reversed to the Empress reversed. With the 6 of Wands here, 2 sixes usually indicate that something positive is transpiring, whether you realize it or not. But you notice how that Empress is looking away from that 6 of Wands. I don't know if you can see that. And she's looking towards that 6 of Cups reversed. This makes me feel like you're getting some kind of recognition, or maybe you're getting some kind of applause, or you're getting some kind of notoriety, or people are really excited about what a great job you did at work, or something like that. After a long time of maybe fighting with yourself, or, you know, trying to fight to get to the top, or, you know, trying to convince people of something, whatever it may be, now you're seeing the fruits of that. And there are people that are cheering you on, but I find it really interesting that the Empress is in reversed. She's not paying attention to that. She's paying attention to the 6 of Cups reversed. So this to me, as a reader, is indicative of somebody that maybe believes that they don't deserve the applause, or somebody who feels like they don't deserve the recognition. And it's because there's some self-worth or self-value issues that are at play, because the Empress is very much about that. It's about her own sense of feminine confidence. And she's focused or looking at the Six of Cups reversed, which is also indicative of somebody who's very focused on the past, but negativity. So maybe you are getting a lot of notoriety or getting a lot of applause for something that you have gained or something that you have accomplished, but you're focused on why you think that you don't deserve it. Or maybe you don't even realize it because you're so focused on what hasn't happened yet, or the bad things that have occurred in your life, as opposed to the applause that you're getting now and your accomplishments. You're only focused on how you've failed. And I feel like it's really important for you to allow yourself this moment of empathy for yourself, and understanding and compassion, because I think a lot of you are doubting the positivity that's coming in, almost as if you don't believe it. It's almost like the person who gets a really big compliment from someone and then, like, oh, yeah, no, like, and they don't believe them because of maybe they've been abused, or maybe they were in a relationship with a narcissist, or whatever it may be. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Let me see this Empress reversed. The Magician. You doubt your own power. You doubt your own talents, gifts, skills, abilities. You may even, maybe you just question it, but some of you doubt it altogether for whatever reason. But you're getting some level of validation. And most of the time, that's what the Empress reversed is looking for anyway. She's looking, somebody validate me, somebody validate me. And it's like you're getting validation for something that really means something, but you doubt that you deserve it at all, or that there's any sincerity around it. But there is. This sounds like an inside job. The Sun, for which you don't see coming, with the Four of Pentacles reversed and the Hermit. Wow. There may be some kind of creative opportunity. We have Leo again here. We have lots of Leo going on here. Um, there may be, and Virgo as well. We have a decent amount of Earth or Virgo here. So there's going to maybe be a spotlight that is shown on you in some way, and it looks really positive. It looks really positive. It maybe looks like somebody is maybe financially supporting you, or there's some kind of risk that you are being called to take in some way. And I think that this is probably going to teach you a lot about yourself. It's going to make you a lot more self-aware. You can be getting recognized for your wisdom or the journey that you've been on thus far with that Hermit energy there. But once again, you can be doubting yourself despite what everyone else is saying. And it doesn't mean that you always have to go along with what everyone else is saying, but I feel like the notoriety that you're getting, it's almost like you are, it's not like you're being humble about it. It's almost as if you are, it feels self-deprecating, or not humble, but insecure, you know? And it's almost like you are trying to hover away from this attention in some way, which could even surprise you, you know? It's like insecure people, or don't want to call you an insecure person, but we all have insecurities, right? It's like, especially like if you have like one insecurity about yourself and you're always really down on yourself about it, and then somebody actually with no knowledge of that insecurity actually gives you a compliment about what you're insecure about, and then you're like, what? No, that's not true. Like, you know what I mean? But so, I don't know, I feel like a big light is being, shown upon you this week, but I think that there's an opportunity for you to maybe come out of your comfort zone and take a chance, But you may find that you actually hide away from the spotlight. Now, of course, that's your prerogative. It's what you want to do, but something to think about. Your advice is the King of Wands reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Two of Cups reversed. There can be somebody that is coming into your life. I feel like this might be separate, that is attempting to manipulate you in some way, or they're maybe dedicated to misunderstanding you or whatever. But I feel like it can just be somebody that maybe like a masculine energy with that King of Wands reverse that maybe feels threatened by you in some way. So it may be asking you not to pay it any mind. For others of you, it can be about you truly putting an effort towards what you know is going to build up your level of confidence. And usually you can find the answer to that in regards to what your fear is. So, for instance, if you are very afraid of public speaking because maybe you're afraid that your ideas aren't going to be valued, or what you say doesn't hold any weight, or whatever it may be, it's asking you to do that anyway. Go up there and, read your tarot live, right? Or go up on the podium and speak your piece at a political event, or whatever it may be, and don't worry too much about being misunderstood. If everybody understood you, you probably wouldn't be that interesting. Okay, so something to kind of think about, Taurus. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your June 2025. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Taurus, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh my God, Mira. Hi. How are you? I haven't seen you forever. It's so great to see you. So funny. I was just thinking about you like a week ago. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to Gemini. What's going on, Gemini? I hope that you guys are doing super awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look to see what is going to occur for you for the rest of June 2025. The Ace of Wands reversed for your energy. Ooh, the Lovers. Okay, for what you don't see coming. And the Devil for your advice. Let's see that Ace of Wands reversed. The Eight of Swords reversed. And the Star. Okay. So I think that you guys might be feeling a little bit lackluster. I don't want to say for the rest of June 2025, but there may be a point where you are really feeling unmotivated. You're not really feeling like you want to get up and go to the gym, or you're feeling a little uninspired in some way. And that's okay. That happens to the best of us. But there seems to be a decision that you are making that is probably going to help you push through that. So for some of you, maybe it's that you've really wanted to hit your fitness goals or something like that. And you know that you've just been kind of putting it off or delaying it or whatever, and maybe even making up excuses or whatever it is. But now you are, and I feel like a lot of it is a lack of faith in yourself, or a lack of faith in something. And maybe even this is kind of like a coming from a very unhealed place. So to me, this is you making a decision to keep the faith, or to just believe in yourself and go after the thing. So I feel like you guys may be sharing your concerns, or you may be sharing your knowledge of some sort with the rest of the world, or with a friend, or whatever. You could be involving yourself in some groups or communities that are important to you, maybe surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, right? Maybe if it is your fitness goals, you're like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and join like a fitness group or something like that. Maybe that will keep me accountable and a little bit more motivated. Why is the Ace of Wands reversed? The Six of Swords reversed. It feels like you're kind of in this mentally stuck energy. So there can be like an old problem, or something that your mind is having a hard time unlatching itself from. So these can be around like You know, if we take a look at the Six of Swords reversed, well, what's before the Six of Swords? The Five of Swords. And because the Six of Swords is in reverse, it makes me think about the Five of Swords, almost like we're going backwards. And maybe that's what you're thinking about. So maybe you had, in regards to your fitness goals, maybe you dated somebody that always just, you know, didn't want you to work out because maybe they were secretly insecure that you were going to leave them and find somebody else. So instead of just telling you that and being honest about it, maybe they tried to talk badly about your body image or talk badly about your appearance. So maybe that really discouraged you. And so, you know, maybe you're stuck in that mind frame and, you know, blah, 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 blah. So, um, now I feel like you're coming out of that because you have a conscious awareness of whatever that thing is that's holding you back, right? So maybe it was the ex-girlfriend or the ex-boyfriend or whatever, right? Um, it kind of reminds me of Teal Swan. She had that episode. She had like a reality show or something like that. And there was like 3 episodes and there was this guy who she tried to date for a while. It really didn't work out. And then he ended up getting a new girlfriend and she kind of bullied the girlfriend a bit, you know, at least from what I saw. Maybe just reality TV made it look like that. Okay, nobody's perfect. But then he was like, listen, I'm going to leave. I got to choose my fiance. Like, you know, it is what it is. And she's like, you're a loser. You'll always be a loser. You know, like that's like what that reminds me of. Like somebody maybe did that to you, right? Somebody Teal Swanned you a little bit, right? And no hate towards Teal Swan, okay? I don't know her personally. I remember that part of the episode and it made me think of this. And so you're coming out of that, right? Like maybe that sat with you for a while and now you're coming out of that and you're healing that, etc. So I like it. The Lovers for what you don't see coming. Well, wow. To Lovers, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups reversed. If you're a feminine energy, I feel like a very intimate part. If you're single, okay, let me put it like this. If you're single, there may be somebody that is coming into your life. They could be a Gemini. They could also be a Pisces or a Cancer. Okay, they could be a water sign. But this to me is a true, honest to God, authentic love in your life. I mean, someone who really meets the standard or really aligns with your morals and your values and what you decide to build your views on and you on, right? What makes you you. And there's somebody that you may be meeting or an offer that's coming in, but I feel like because of your past or because of the things that you've been through, you are second guessing it or you're doubting it. Okay. And that's okay. I think that we should all kind of do that with all these squares to Mercury, right? Excuse me, all these squares that we're having to Neptune anyway. I don't think that would be the dumbest decision to question what we're seeing, feeling, whatever. Okay. So I think that's fine. But from what I see now, of course, this is a general reading, get a personal one if you want to, you know, fact check or whatever. But from what I can see, this seems to be something that is pretty mutual, pretty sexual as well, if that's something that you're interested in. And it seems like it's very loving, but I don't think you're going to trust it. If you're a masculine and you're interested in feminine energy, then I would say someone's not going to trust you, even though it can be a connection that's very meaningful and powerful. Now, if you are already dating somebody or you're involved, then I would say this is probably a time where this connection is going to reach another level or heights. The Page of Cups there, I believe the pages are the second most potent next to the aces. Okay, so the pages to me are second most potent from the aces. They're kind of brand new energy. The difference is that the ace is the beginning of the suit, right? It's the very beginning of the suit, and then the pages are after the completions. So after the 10 of Cups comes the Page of Cups. After the 10 of Pentacles comes the Page of Pentacles, right? Things like this. So I feel like there is a completion where something is evolving now. Something is evolving into something bigger. You know, so if you maybe are dating this person, maybe they want to move in. If you are this person, you and this person have been dating for a while and you guys love each other, then maybe, you know, someone proposes. You know what I mean? It can be something like that, but there can be a little bit of a lack of trust here for some reason. Why is that? Let's see. the Four of Cups, because of past disappointments, or somebody just feeling like they're not good enough, or, somebody always feeling like the grass is greener, maybe. But it makes me just feel like it's because of past disappointments that somebody here is kind of like questioning things. Totally their prerogative. The Devil for advice with the Ten of Wands reversed and the Wheel of Fortune. So, what is holding you back? And are you making things harder than they really need to be, where it is impeding upon your growth or holding you back in some way? Because I see that Ace of Wands reversed. I see the Six of Swords reversed. I do feel like you are unsticking yourself from a self-imposed prison. But I want you to ask yourself, what are your addictions or what are your self-sabotaging behaviors? For some of you, do you get on a power trip? Do you have some kind of social media addiction or porn addiction or whatever it may be that is really making things harder on you, and is kind of stopping your growth in some way? So it's asking you, what are those things, and become aware of them and be honest with yourself about them. And from there, you shall move forward. So, Gemini, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your June 2025. And if you would like to book a super chat question during this live, or to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Gemini, and take it easy. Oops, I forgot to put that I'm live on there. All right, let's see. One second, you guys. There we go. Whoops. Cool. All right. Let's move on. All righty. So let's go ahead and move on to Cancer. Oh, God, it's so hot. What's up, K-Bear? What's up, Perfect Dark? I am so happy to see you in here, Mira. What's up, Kaylee? All right, guys. Let's go ahead and move on. Dragon for life. I love you. What's up, Kinez? All right. Where am I? Let's go ahead and see what's going on for you, Cancers, for June 2025. I hope you guys are having a great day. Ten of Swords reversed for your energy. What you don't see coming is the World reversed. And the Knight of Cups reversed for your advice. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see that Ten of Swords reversed. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, well, to me, this seems pretty financial, if I'm going to be honest with you. So you're trying to overcome maybe some financial difficulties, or you're working on your stability. So if you've had some debts, or you've been having a hard time paying your bills, or maybe you've been dealing with some financial insecurities, or even some insecurities around taking initiative when it comes to business or financial matters, this can be a time where you're kind of forcing yourself to evolve. There can be something that is coming up from the past that's kind of like a fly at a barbecue a little bit, kind of annoying to deal with. Maybe it is a past debt. Maybe it's a past issue regarding your business or your LLC or whatever it may be. Maybe it's an old issue regarding a relationship as well. The Queen of Pentacles, she can, be the wife or, a partner as well. So maybe there are some issues that you're dealing with in regards to that, but there can definitely be some insecurities that are coming up to the surface. Now, what I like to see is that the Knight of Pentacles is here. So, whatever it is that's going on, you may feel like you're needing to backtrack a little bit. And I say that because the Knight of Pentacles comes before the Queen of Pentacles. So, when I see the Queen of Pentacles and she's in reverse, I'm thinking, oh, we need to go backwards a little bit. There's a misstep or a skip step or something that we forgot when it comes to our finances or our work that we're needing to change, or that we're needing to fix, or that we're needing to address or readdress. So this can be something like, oh, maybe you have your own business and you change the name of your business and you have an LLC for it, but you have to actually change the name legally with the IRS. And so you're like, oh God, now I need to, and so it can just be something like that. That's just an example. This can also be about your own insecurities in regards to relationships. And so maybe you're kind of addressing those and you're like, you know what, maybe I'm not ready for a relationship. Maybe I need to regroup. Maybe there are some things that I'm still needing to work on. So whatever it is, you seem to be really taking your time. I do want to see what that Ten of Swords reversed is. The Page of Wands reversed. It can be something that you started and never finished, okay? This can be maybe, I'm going to need to pull one more for that. The Seven of Wands reversed, the Page of Wands reversed. You may be dealing with like a confrontation or somebody maybe attempting to manipulate you, or I hate to say it, right? But these things happen. Like sometimes the Page of Wands reverse can represent bad news. Or maybe just some like like a fly at a barbecue, like I said, just kind of some annoying news or an annoying message from somebody from the past, maybe that you feel like they're coming from a place of maybe intimidation, or maybe you feel like they're trying to intimidate you in some way and you're just like, oh God, and so there may be something that is being readdressed in some way that can feel a little bit uncomfortable. But once again, I feel like you're fine. It seems like with that Knight of Pentacles, you're really working towards your goal slowly but surely, whatever that may be. What you don't see coming is the World reversed with the Justice and the Hierophant. Whoa. What is the unfinished business in regards to? Need one more. Five of Swords reverse and the Seven of Swords. So there can be some kind of hidden information maybe that comes to the surface that needs to be dealt with, or maybe someone reveals something to you that needs to be dealt with. So there can be, maybe it's about someone else where maybe they avoided some level of accountability before. And so now this is coming back up for review. And there can be a person who maybe is attempting to make something right, because that is what aligns with their values and who they are now, or something like that. For others of you, this can be about where you're needing to take accountability for something. For some of you, it can be in regards to, you may need to revisit some kind of educational pursuit in order to achieve something that you've wanted to achieve as well. So maybe there's something that you're needing to learn, because I saw that you guys were you needed to go backwards, which is funny because I saw that for Gemini too, but it was like a skip step or needing to go backwards in regards to something in order to actually evolve, or in order to have some kind of level of success that maybe you're wanting. So for some of you, it can be some kind of unfinished business regarding a court case. And if that's the case, I feel like it will go in your favor with that Justice and that Hierophant there. Okay. Or really, the Justice is unbiased. It's about like whatever's right. Okay. So, whatever that means for you guys. Your advice is the Knight of Cups reversed, the Five of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. So this can essentially be where someone here is so focused on the past that they can't see the good in front of them, or that they're so focused on what did not work that it's putting them in a mood, and now they're having a hard time being able to manifest what it is that they really want because they're still back here. So this is asking you to allow yourself to show up for yourself, allow yourself to be vulnerable and creative. And if there is something that you're kind of stewing on, or something that you're focused on in regards to the past, that's okay. But now what are you going to do about it, right? So we need to take that Knight of Cups reversed and we need to turn it upright. So we're needing to take action in regards to what we're feeling in a positive direction. So whether you want to turn some kind of heartbreak into art, or you want to be able to take that trauma and turn it around and maybe become an advocate or whatever it may be. But it's telling you that you can have what you want, but you need to focus on what you want as opposed to what didn't work or what you do not want. Okay. So, Cancer, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not. And obviously, if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Cancer. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your June. All right. What's going on, Deb? How are you? What's up, Infinite? All right, let's go ahead and move on to Leo. What's going on, Leo? I hope you guys are having a great day. Let's go ahead and see what you don't see coming for the rest of June 2025. The Knight of Swords for your overall energy, the Page of Swords for what you don't see coming, and the Queen of Wands for your advice. Wow, lots of court cards here. Okay, let's see. The Knight of Swords with the Nine of Wands reversed, and the Fool. Wow. What's that Nine of Wands reversed? The Ace of Pentacles reversed. So to me, you seem to be triggered maybe by a missed opportunity or about a fight that you feel like you've lost in some way, or you're getting to a point where you're realizing there's really no fruit to bear in a situation. And so you may be giving up because you're tired of it. So, what this looks like to me with that Knight of Swords, you're looking for some form of information because you're looking to make a decision based off of the information that is made available to you. So, because the Nine of Wands is reversed, it's telling me that something may be a no go. And you're realizing, well, I'm not going to put in effort towards that. I mean, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? So, what this looks like to me is you're taking it like a champ, really. You're taking it on the chin like a soldier. And with that Fool there, you're like, you know what? It's all good. Forget it. And you seem to be on a brand new journey based on the information that you've been given. And what's interesting is that this loss doesn't really feel like a loss. It feels like a doorway, if anything, with that Fool energy there. And so now what you're doing is you're traveling a little bit lighter. It almost feels as though it's a relief. Like it's a relief for you to be able to let go of whatever this thing was that was taking up so much of your time and energy. And you're like, oh, God, it's almost like you feel as though you can breathe. And the Fool is about traveling light. It's about, yes, we're taking our wisdom from the past and we're applying it to our future or whatever, but it's also about um you know not taking the baggage with it. It's about taking the wisdom but not the baggage with us in regards to our new journey or our new path. So it almost feels like it's a positive giving up, and I don't think that you would have realized that before. Like, I feel like it was something that you kept fighting for and you kept fighting for and holding on to and holding on to. And you're like, now you're just like, you know what? Thank you. I got all of the answers that I needed and I'm fucking out of here, you know? And then once you're over on that other side, it's almost as if you never thought you would be. It's almost it's almost as if you always thought you would be attached to this thing or you would always be fighting for this thing or whatever. And now that it like isn't working, it feels like it's a relief to you. The Page of Swords for what you don't see coming with the Three of Swords reversed and the Emperor reversed. I think that you're getting some information, like you're getting an answer from somebody that allows you to release whatever this heartbreak or whatever this disappointment is, because you may have been trying to control something or control a narrative, or you felt like somebody was trying to control you in some way. And based on the information that was provided, now you can live freely. That's what it looks like. It feels like you were in some kind of like you had tied or chained yourself to something and you refused to leave that place. Um because you were so attached to something that was there. And now, because of an answer that you get, it's like somebody's coming in with an axe and they're chopping off your chains. And you're like, all right, well, this has been great. Thank you so much. I'm going to go look into the fucking sunlight and I'm going to go enjoy my life. And, you guys enjoy yourselves. Have a great day. That's kind of what it looks like. It feels like freedom. Your advice is the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Wands reversed, and the Strength. I would say speak your mind. If you're not feeling confident in yourself, or you feel like you keep having to mute yourself to appease others, or you feel like you can't take the lead for whatever reason, or you feel like your silence has been forced, or it's telling you to be the leader in your own life and speak your mind. It doesn't mean that you have to speak every little thought that comes into your head, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to talk about the things that keep you up at night, or don't be afraid to speak out against somebody else's wrongdoing, or don't be afraid to show up and entertain and do what you do best. And, don't be afraid of that, because it's a huge part of who you are. So it's almost like this energy of now you can finally shine, now that the shade is gone, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting with that. So I actually love this reading, Leo. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your June 2025. If you would like to book a super chat reading to get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Leo, and take care. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Virgo. What's going on, Virgo? I hope you guys are having a great day. Let's go ahead and see what you don't see coming for the rest of June 2025. The Six of Pentacles for your energy. Whoops. What you don't see coming is the Knight of Wands. Okay. And your advice is the Ace of Swords. All right, let's see. Six of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Okay. And the Tower. What's the Tower? The Nine of Swords reversed. I need one more. And the Death card. So, this may come as a surprise to you, honestly, Virgo. So, the way that you've been going about your money, or the way that you maybe have been making money, or your budgeting, or, your day to day, what you do on a day to day basis, how you're spending money, how you're making it, just how you've been kind of keeping all of the balls in the air, right? Out of nowhere, something could change. And it doesn't always have to be bad, but it is going to force you to change. It's going to force you to evolve. It's going to force you to do something differently. You know, maybe I don't want to say, like, I don't want to sit here and fear monger and like freak you out or something, but it's like the rug being pulled from under you. It's like you're going about your business, you're doing your thing, right? Six of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of yourself, right? Even though maybe it feels a little chaotic at times, you're handling your business, but something external from you comes in and shakes up that foundation. It's going to come in like a bat out of hell. It's going to come in out of nowhere, and you're going to be like, what is going on? And it feels very sudden and very quick. I'm going to clarify just to understand, but it feels like um it's a it's a change that is going to surprise you, or there's going to be an ending here. What is the Death card? The Five of Wands reversed. The Hangman reversed. It almost feels as though you guys have been sitting around in limbo for too long. Like you've been, maybe you've been a waitress for a really long time, and, it's honestly, you fucking hate it, right? You absolutely hate it. And then you get fired, right? And you're like, what? Right? you're freaking out, you're losing your shit, right? And next day or a couple days later or something, somebody comes in and they're like, "Hey, would you like to do this?" And it ends up being, maybe it's not your dream job, or it looks different than what you would expect, but it ends up being something bigger and gets you out of this stuck situation that you've been in, where you've been very maybe complacent, or you've been too compliant, or where you've been just kind of clocking in, clocking out, blah blah blah, right? Boring. There's really no gravitas in it, or it's just been keeping you stuck. And so I feel like a sacrifice is going to be made. It's going to feel awkward. I don't feel like you're going to be able to combat this per se. It just but there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. It's testing the strength of something, and it's trying to get you to evolve. It's trying to get you to change. And it can be around, once again, it can be around your like physical health, right? I'm not saying anything bad's going to happen, but it just can be something surprising. Now, being that the tower is here, in your energy, maybe you are the tower moment, but usually this is outside of us. Okay, the tower is usually something external that we don't have control over. So I don't feel like you're trying to hang on to it or anything. I just feel like you're trying to, like, okay, well, this is how we're going to deal with this, is kind of the vibe. The Knight of Wands, for which you don't see coming, with the Ace of Cups reversed and the King of Swords. What's that King of Swords doing? I feel like some of you are speaking to either a financial advisor, or there's somebody here or people here that are trying to advise you in some way, give you advice, help you out in some way. This can be love, yes. With that Knight of Wands, the Ace of Cups reverse, this can be somebody who kind of comes in as very passionate, very exciting, very excitable. Maybe somebody who you feel that they may care a little bit more about themselves, right? But that's okay. The Ace of Cups in reverse isn't bad, especially when it's surrounded by positive cards. It just means that it can be somebody who very much loves themselves. Or it can kind of feel like there's something there, but for some reason a connection is essentially being delayed. Or maybe you're just like not really giving to it, or you're misunderstanding it in some way. I feel like somebody is trying to have a conversation with you about money. Seven of Pentacles, see? And it's almost like you're kind of, or in some kind of investment, or somebody who maybe wants to invest in you, or something about what you've been working on. And it seems like it's positive. It's pretty positive. There could be a romantic undertone here as well, but it feels like you're in a bit of a, Queen of Swords reverse is like a little bit of a, somebody who's kind of freaking out. Okay. But I feel like this is a positive opportunity. Your advice is the Ace of Swords, the Three of Pentacles reversed, and the Four of Wands. Okay. If this is some kind of like collaboration here that's coming around, I feel like your advice is to be very honest about your expectations, or about what you know, about what you don't know. Because sometimes the Three of Pentacles can talk about the apprentice or somebody who's learning from another. But the thing about the Three of Pentacles is that although there's somebody who maybe knows more, and somebody who knows less about a certain topic, the person who knows more still has something to learn from the person that knows less. There's still something that this other, head honcho doesn't know that this other person does. So there's a mutual exchange of understanding and learning here. And so I feel like it's just telling you to be honest about that. Because I feel like there's some kind of celebration to be had, or maybe even a relationship. Maybe it starts out as a collaboration or a work thing, but it ends up being a lot more. For others of you, if you're trying to move, or you're trying to buy a house, or you're trying to sell a home, or something like that, I think it's imperative that you kind of keep your mind open to, maybe other real estate agents, or maybe a lenders, or something like that. For others of you, this can be about keeping an open mind when it comes to coming together with other people, and like going out and socializing and stuff like that. It can be asking you to kind of get out there. So Virgo, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys would like like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and visit hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. What's up, Carmelita? Hello. Oh my God, Paris, really? Wow. Oh shit, really, Carmen? Well, you know I'm up and at 'em, honey. Let me go see. Hold on. Oh my God. Carmen, thank you so much. Can everybody hashtag Carmen in the chat? Carmen, thank you so much for the freaking money, girl. I appreciate that so much. You came in at the right time, baby. Everybody, please give some love to Carmen. She is a longtime friend and fan of mine, of yours truly. So please make sure that you guys give her some love. Carmen, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I hope everything is going okay with your home as well. Fingers crossed. But I love you very much and thank you. That was really, really nice and incredibly, incredibly generous. Ken has pre-typed it. Carmen, you have created quite the reputation for yourself on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Carmen. Your home closed today? Oh my God, congratulations. I know you're so excited. Do you know where you're going to live next, or do you know where you're going to move, or are you already there, or what's going on? I want to go to Scotland. That's where I want to live, truly. I would love to move to Scotland. Edinburgh, Scotland would really be it for me. Love the don't be afraid aspect. I think that's a good thing in general. Did I say that in the Virgo read? You know, it's so funny because I do these readings and then like it leaves my mind immediately. Later? Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Okay, so moving on to Libra. Thank you so much, Carmen. What's going on, Libra? I hope that you guys are having a great day so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the rest of June has in store for you. The Ten of Cups reversed for your energy. The Three of Wands reversed for what you don't see coming. And then the Judgment reversed for your advice. Oh, God. All right, let's see. Jesus Christ. The Ten of Cups reversed. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. The Four of Swords reversed. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, I can't make something up for you. I'll be honest. You are kind of in this energy where you seem to be pretty hurt about something from the past, like we all are, right? Can't blame you. But you seem to be still pretty hurt about something, and even in your mind or in your head about something or someone. Could be about family, could be about a relationship, whatever it is, it's there. It's there, it's prominent, it's in your head. And I'm going to be honest with you, you can be making it worse on yourself. The Four of Swords. Okay. I don't know what that was. Swallowing years of guilt and shame. So the Four of Swords reverse can represent somebody who is dealing with some mental health issues. So Libra, if you guys feel like you're kind of dealing with that right now, I mean, if you're like a Libra rising, I know that you guys have a Virgo in your 12th house and the South Node is transiting there. So maybe you're letting go of some mental health issues, or you're letting go of some self-sabotaging or addiction or addictive behaviors or whatever it may be. So this can be something that you are still dealing with and something that can feel very prominent in your life. But what I will say is that Nine of Pentacles reversed next to the Ten of Cups reversed can represent somebody who is purposely not emotionally supporting a person because they're attempting to prove something to others, prove something to themselves, etc. And maybe you have every right? Maybe you did get really hurt, maybe something occurred and now you feel like you do have to prove something, but you don't. when you are utilizing that energy to feel like you need to prove something to someone else, either about how valuable you are, about how awesome you are, or about how much they suck, you are really robbing yourself, because you could be utilizing that energy to put towards something that is going to make you a better person, or make you stronger, or make you whatever, right? So I really want you guys to make sure that you're utilizing the best of your abilities, your knowledge, your talents, your even what's going on. Maybe you just need some alone time right now. Maybe you just need to kind of cry it out. Maybe you need to process some stuff, but don't try to burden yourself by trying to prove something to maybe a person who doesn't really matter anyway, or maybe somebody who doesn't even really care, or maybe you guys are in the wrong. I mean, I don't know, but try to utilize that energy in a positive way that's not going to undermine who you are, or is not going to mess with your mental health. We have the Three of Wands reversed for what you don't see coming, with the Two of Swords and the King of Cups. This makes me feel like you're not getting something that you were expecting, or it's not showing up in the way that you wanted it to. What's that? Three of Wands reversed. The Eight of Pentacles reversed. So this to me is, you feel like somebody maybe is not meeting a specific standard of yours, and that's totally fine. You're absolutely allowed to have standards in every capacity. But I want you to ask yourself, has this person shown you anything different from what they have already shown you? Have they shown you anything opposite of what they've shown you now? Or is it that you may be overreacting, or maybe it's not? I mean, obviously, everyone's story is going to be different. But I see with that Two of Swords and that King of Cups, there may be somebody who very much loves you here and is trying to make amends, or maybe they are trying to make peace with you in some way. But I don't know if you're really having it. You can feel quite frustrated, especially if this is somebody who's shown a pattern of, um, you know, inconsideration, or maybe somebody who has really not put in the work towards themselves, towards this, or hasn't really put in the effort. So, what is this person's intent here? The Eight of Cups reversed. Somebody coming back from the past is what it looks like. And you may be ready to let them know, but if it really doesn't matter, okay, then you don't need to prove anything to anyone at all. You just need to keep it moving, or don't respond, or, you know. So your advice is the Judgment reversed, with the Ace of Cups reversed and the King of Swords. This is really coming down to you being logical. Okay. What I want to say as well. So for some of you Libras, if you're a masculine energy, you may be coming back to somebody attempting to make peace, but you feel like they're not going to put an effort towards it, or it's not coming up as you'd expect. Okay. Which can kind of throw you into a bit of an ego fit, if I'm being totally honest with you. For some of you, if there's a truth that you need to speak, or if you're needing to be honest about something in regards to the past, this may be a time where you need to do that. This may be a time where it's about logic, and it's about doing what's right, not just for yourself, but for everyone involved. So it may be asking you to lean into logic, as opposed to, well, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to look at this, and really just draining yourself. I understand that it's not always that easy, so I have empathy. I understand. Now, if you are not a masculine energy, then this may be saying, unless somebody is giving you the cold hard facts or being honest, I certainly wouldn't involve myself with this if you're getting anything but. Okay. So just being very honest. Or, if you're coming together with somebody, if they're not giving you the honest to God truth, like let's say that you know a truth and you ask them that question and they lie, just consider it done. Goodbye. You're not going to drain my energy. That's it. Okay. So, Libra, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys would like to book a super chat question with me to get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Libra, and take care. going on, Archie? Special shout out to Carmen. Oh my God, I forgot to put her thing up there. Oops. There we go. Sorry about that. I meant to do that earlier. Thanks, Carmen. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to my cute little Scorpios. I love Scorpios so much. Love Scorpios. I do. I know. It's so controversial. Thanks, Carmen. You too, honey. Please be careful. Thanks, Archie. I appreciate it. I washed it last night. Every time I wash it, I don't look like a grease head, and I just end up looking a hell of a lot better. What's up, Sean? It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing okay. And congrats on your selling your house, Carmen. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio. Let's go ahead and take a look. What's going on for you for the end of June 2025? The Seven of Pentacles reversed for energy. What you don't see coming is the Chariot. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles reversed for your advice. Okay, so there's something financially or business-wise going on here, maybe in regards to what you're working on, what you're invested in, work that you need to do. Let's see that Seven of Pentacles reverse. Oh, yep, Eight of Pentacles. It's definitely about work. Definitely about work or career or a project that maybe you're working on. Even if you're retired, it can be something that you're working on kind of behind the scenes. But it's interesting because it's like that Seven of Pentacles reverse tells me that you've made some kind of decision to stop investing into one thing, and it just feels like you're investing in another thing, or you're working on something else, something that maybe you feel will bear more fruit or has, produced the outcome that you want. But that Nine of Cups reverse tells me that you feel like you're not really getting what you want. You could be kind of all work, no play is also how I could see this, where you're just busting your ass every single day. You're clocking in or you're working on your projects and you're tired. Maybe you need some you time, and if you can make sure to prioritize that, if that is the case, then make sure that you do that. I know it's very difficult, right? I know that times are tough and life fucking sucks sometimes, but if you can just carve out even just a little hour to read your book or do something that's emotionally fulfilling for you, I think that that will really prove to have some results, especially on an emotional level. What's that Nine of Cups reversed? And the Five of Swords reversed. So, Scorpio, you're kind of getting in this mind frame of nothing is ever good enough. You're kind of Eeyoring it. Eeyoring it. Like Eeyore, like I don't want no cake, I don't want no cake, because you could feel like you can't really invest into the things that you want to sometimes because of all the work that needs to be done, right? And the Eight of Pentacles can be about our day-to-day routine. The kids got to go here, and we have to clean the house, and we have to work, and we have to work on this tarot course that we're doing, and we have to da 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 da. And it's like I'm not really doing the things that I want to do, so it can be this energy of just kind of being very determined to live a bit more comfortably in your life. And so, I just feel like you're doing the work now so you don't have to do it later. And that's also okay. You're killing it, Scorpio. Don't be hard on yourselves. Ooh, told ya. Wow. The Chariot, the Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Well, slap my ass and call me Sally. Look at that. So, love this. Immediately, yes. So, the Chariot with the Page of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, what can this indicate? This can indicate an opportunity. Potentially, it looks like it's a financial opportunity, most likely, some kind of financial opportunity, some kind of business opportunity, an opportunity for you to learn something, to be able to increase your knowledge. So that way you can kind of break free out of the career that you've been in, or maybe, you kind of hit the ceiling on something. And so now this is progression, or now you're being offered some level of progression or the chance to progress in some way. But the Page of Pentacles is serious. Like, it is something that, it's no slack. It's something that you'll really have to put effort into, and while it's going to be hard work and everything, it's going to lead to more stability, but you will have to take action and you'll have to do things right. You'll have to kind of bust your ass, but it'll 100% be worth it. Now, for others of you, this can be you may be invited to a celebration or a wedding, or you may be invited out on a date. You may end up, for some of you, buying a new car, or there's some kind of maybe relationship opportunity on the table for you. Let me see what that Page of Pentacles is. If you guys have been like isolating a lot, or if you guys have been trapped in like third party situations with people, that were just very unbecoming and it was just kind of gross, or if you've been working so much that you've been kind of doing your own thing, this can be a time where you're offered like a real offer from somebody that has something to offer. This can be like, maybe it's an entrepreneur or a businessman or a businesswoman. They're like, hey, like, I really would like to take you out. I'm looking for an honest to God relationship. And, or maybe it's that you are given the chance to start a business, or maybe it's that you're getting a chance to really meet some quality people in your life that are going to direct you in the right direction. So this to me is absolutely beautiful. I feel like what you guys are getting is a good surprise. Your advice is the I just heard Knight of Pentacles reverse, Nine of Swords reverse, Seven of Cups reverse. I just heard nobody is thinking about this more than you. Um, and I have to say it if I hear it, okay? Uh, so the Knight of Pentacles reverse can be a person who is caring too much about what other people think, or there's this level of perfectionism that can never quite be achieved. And I feel like that sometimes perfection can be good to an extent, right? It's quality, right? It can lead to great quality, but we have to draw the line at some point. So the Knight of Pentacles reverse, it can indicate somebody who's more focused on perfection, which is actually diminishing their progression. So something has to be exactly this way and it has to be perfect. Oh God, what is everybody else going to think? I'm going to be honest with you. Most people are quite selfish, and all they really think about usually is themselves, right? And what's going on in their own life. I mean, look at the world that we live in right now, right? You can be scrolling with a piece of content, and you can just scroll on the next one, and then 5 scrolls later, you totally freaking forgot about that scroll, right? I mean, think about it's very much a world built for the ADHD, right? And so I feel like you're overthinking something and you don't need to be. It's just telling you make a decision, go with that decision, which I feel like you're doing anyway with that Seven of Pentacles reverse and the Eight of Pentacles, and just work on it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. So, Scorpio, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and visit hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. All right. What's going on in here? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Are we talking about like my skills in the bedroom? Well, you are a skilled daddy. Are we really bringing that back? Someone will be your daddy, V? What? What's with all the daddy talk? Are you guys bringing up my father fetish? I don't think that's cool. Someone wants to be your daddy? Who? What is going on? Are you guys talking about Infinite? It's just Infinite. Just she's like the crazy nymph at the party, right? You just kind of gotta just take it for what it's worth. I do have a bit of a daddy or a mommy fetish. I love like moms. They're so hot. I love moms and I love dads. Like they're so hot. Like so I was like, wait, how do you know how do you guys know about my father fetish? Listen, don't let me fool you, okay? I am very I mean, I have a dominant side to me, but really I am so squishy in the middle. Like I don't want to do that all the time. Like I'm very like in the bedroom I'm very well, you know what? It's nobody's business. Why did I get so comfortable talking about that? No, we're not going there. No, you bitches almost got me. You think that you're funny. You're not funny. You bitches almost got me. I'm out here really about to talk about my personal damn God help me, you know? You guys really, I just can't with you bitches. Kismet, are you seeing this? Just like the good old days. Kaylee, don't even. Mira, don't. Don't do it. Don't do it. Keep your sassy secrets. Okay. Woo, you bitches almost got me. Wow, you are tricky. They say watch for the boys. I digress. All right. Let me get like a little snack or whatever. I'm just gonna make some tea. I'm gonna check on my girls and then I will be right back. You guys are gross, just so you know. Okay. Hello. Okay. There we go. What's going on, guys? I am back. Thank you so much for waiting. I appreciate that. I got my little I had to get myself a little like protein shake thing. I started rewatching Twilight just because I was bored and I was working on something for you guys. Um and wow, that really brings back some memories. You know how do you guys remember back in the day? Some of you are young enough or old enough to remember this. But do you remember they're like, "Oh, are you team Jacob or team Edward?" First of all, I'm team Carlisle. Why does no one ever talk about Carlisle? Hello? Oh my god. Do you understand that I have had a crush on Kristen Stewart for like since the day that I knew that she existed? I was younger. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. And then I found out she uh married a woman. Um and then I realized how crazy I was because I started stalking her wife and I was like, count your days, bitch. It's over for you. Ma'am, stop eating whatever's on the floor. What's up, underdog? Kara, please. Carlisle, that little, do you remember when she goes to the doctor after almost getting hit by the car? And she's sitting there and he's like checking on her. The way I would have folded during that, the way I would have folded. Uh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Did you wet your pants? Yes, I did. Okay, let's move on, ma'am. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Sagittarius. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Sagittarius. What's going on, Sagittarius? I hope that you guys are doing really well. Let's go ahead and see what is transpiring for you for the rest of June 2025. The Five of Cups reversed for your energy, the Two of Cups for what you don't see coming, and then the Nine of Wands reversed for your advice. Give it up is what I heard, but let's see that Five of Cups reversed. Okay, that's good. Two of Swords. Oh, Seven of Swords reversed. What's the Seven of Swords reversed? Okay. I actually like this because what's going on here is, yes, there's past issues, and yes, there's maybe forgiveness that needs to be asked for, or forgiveness that you are giving to another, but there's peace. There's peace, and what we're doing is we're taking a crappy situation, or what you're doing is you're taking a crappy situation, you're being accountable for your part in it with that Seven of Swords reversed, and you're doing something about it. You're doing something with it. And this can be something that you have been avoiding for a long time. You could have been avoiding something that was going on in regards to your guilty conscience, where maybe you feel bad about something. It can be something really, really simple, right? But now it's like you may be deciding to be very honest about that thing in order to create peace between you and another, or to create peace even within yourself. For others of you, there can be some past animosity or past regrets or past issues between you and another person, or just in regards to your overall past, right? Your life. And so now you may be kind of getting to this point where you're like, you know what, it's just time to kind of put a pin in this instead of holding on to this forever, because it can be something that's been holding you back. So if you have been focusing on something for a really long time to the point where it has stopped you from growing, or where you weren't really able, or you weren't transmuting the energy or turning it into something that can work for you, and you were just kind of letting it sit, and you were just letting it fester, and you weren't really doing anything with it. Now this can be a time where you are taking some emotional accountability, or some accountability within yourself to overcome whatever that is, and put more of a focus on you and the things that you know that you're needing to change. And I feel like you're feeling pretty optimistic about this, and it seems like you have the right attitude about whatever it is. So, while the Seven of Swords reverse can represent a guilty conscience, yes, maybe that's it. Maybe you're confessing something, sure, right? It doesn't have to be super dramatic, but it can also be where now you are like, I need to focus on myself. I need to regenerate in some way because of this past issue that you seem to be able to let go of. Now we have the Two of Cups with the Devil. So this is for what you don't see coming, and the Six of Wands. What's that Devil? The Page of Wands. I actually do not dislike this. You can maybe get some kind of unexpected notoriety or some kind of pat on the back based around something that you did. So this may be, maybe you signed a deal with somebody at your corporation or at your work. Maybe there is a connection that you're making in some way for the rest of this. Maybe there's a connection that you're making sometime during the rest of this month that is going to empower you in some way and actually bring you some kind of status or notoriety within your work, or just in regards to the public eye. And it may feel very unexpected. It can be something that you just didn't really see coming, and you're like, wow, okay, well, I didn't know that this relationship would take off like this, or I didn't realize that this relationship was going to get me so seen, or I didn't realize that I was going to have so much sex. Not, I mean, maybe. Um, you know what? I feel like for it to come out like that, I don't know if you guys heard it, so I'm not going to repeat it, but for it to come out like that, maybe it was just meant to be. So I definitely feel like there is something new that you're venturing out on, and this can be something that you're very passionate about. And it's something that's really going to increase your confidence over time and is going to empower you in some way. And I feel like this is also something that has the strength, or has the guts, or has some kind of withstanding nature to it. Like it's something that can last a really long time. And it's some level of success based around your connection with another person. So I like it. Alrighty. The Nine of Wands reversed for your advice, with the Fool reversed and the Six of Cups reversed. So this is telling you not to give up so easily just because something doesn't work a couple of the first time, or maybe it takes a little bit more effort to be able to have some kind of new beginning. It's telling you not to just throw it out or give up so quickly because it takes some effort. I feel like all good things take time. It doesn't mean that good things can't come into your life and sprinkle you with some fairy dust, don't get me wrong, but things that really take time, they take time because we're building something. Um, we're building a foundation. And so don't be afraid to take your time with something. Don't be afraid to kind of give in to this new beginning that maybe you have feared before. And certainly don't let old outdated beliefs, or old obsessions, or old negative emotions cloud cloud this new beginning or cloud your judgment when it comes to making decisions based around this new beginning. So, Sagittarius, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Sag, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great June. Oh, oh, that means a lot to me. Thank you. I love being creative. I love being creative. I love all of it. I love it so much. If I could sing, it would be over, but I can't. So I unfortunately had to have AI sing it for me. It's a really sad song. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. And maybe it's not up everyone's alley, but like I said, I have a vast taste in music. And the other two songs that I made that will be released after this um, sound completely different from the one that I'm posting on Friday. And so I'm very excited to share it with you. More than anything, though, it is just it's really the words and the story behind it. And so, yeah, I'm excited. And thank you for saying that. How's Valeria? She's good. She is still really tiny. She's a little tiny little thing. She's so cute. I love writing. I love like creating little aesthetic mood boards on Canva, and I just love doing that stuff. I was thinking about maybe just like doing a newsletter. My old account, they won't let me into my old account because of they were asking me like what the card number was, and it was like an old card, and they wouldn't let me back in my account. So now I have to start a brand new newsletter, which is really, really annoying. But I know that sometimes, well, every Saturday I usually post like my schedule, and then I do like a mood board and I talk about like the astrological transits, but I feel like I'm just annoying people and I don't want that. So I figure I'll just save that for the newsletter, and people that want to see that kinds of stuff, they can just sign up for it. So, yeah. I listen to music to feel some feelings. You know what? Period. I remember one of my clients, she was like, I'm having a hard time like feeling shit, like to be able to be creatively inspired. And I was like, go listen to some really sad music. Like, go listen to some really sad music or go watch something really, really sad. You know what movie I was unfortunately very disappointed in? I was really disappointed in, what was that movie with Keira Knightley? I just watched it not long ago, maybe like a month ago. Keira Knightley and that guy from Split. And I don't want to give it away. Atonement. That movie was not, I thought it was going to be so good. First of all, it has Keira Knightley in it and that guy. And I think that they are both great actors. But like, it just wasn't that good to me. Like, I don't know. I guess I was expecting more, but God, what a performance. I love that guy. Of course, I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name, but God, he's an incredible actor. He is so good at what he does. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie Split. Oh my God. If you have not seen it, please go see it. So good. The acting is incredible. Wow. And I love Anya Taylor. I think she is one of the most unique beauties I've ever seen. Weak Direction. I don't know. It just, like, it was sad or whatever, but I don't know. It didn't make me feel very much. Like, it did. I mean, there was a scene in there that was really very traumatic for me to watch, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know. It wasn't making me feel it. I don't know. I didn't feel it. I saw one with her too. She was in love with an ex from Paris. Yeah, I love Keira Knightley. I think she's really cool. I mean, imagine being so beautiful that you just get, you just end up being like the love interest in every film. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's so beautiful. Sometimes you don't connect. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. I don't know. I always enjoyed your writing a lot. Thanks, Mira. Is it the guy that's also from Love Actually? I don't know, but you know who is in Love Actually? Andrew Lincoln. That'll be my crush of all crushes of all time. Andrew Lincoln and Amelia Clark, hands down, will always be my Virgo male and a Libra woman. And she's on that like Scorpio cusp. It's like the fucking sweet spot. You know what I'm saying? Sarah Paulson's a good actress too. Yeah, she really is. I love Meryl Streep as well. Okay, let's move on. I'm so sorry. All right, Capricorn, how are you? I hope you guys are doing super great. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on for you for the rest of June. Ooh, just how I like it, or just how you like it. Well, I mean, me too, but Queen of Pentacles. What you don't see coming is the Ten of Swords reversed, the Knight of Swords reversed for your advice. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles. I heard rigid. For some of you, you might be being too rigid. The Five of Wands, the Six. No, you know what? I actually like this, and I'm going to tell you why. So, when I read tarot, I don't just look at like the cards. I look at where they're facing, or how they're arranged, or whatever, right? And you notice that Queen of Pentacles, she's looking away from that Five of Wands, right? And the Six of Pentacles is reversed, which is so hysterical for Capricorn energy because it's giving very unbothered. It's giving very like, why are you looking at me? Why are you watching my story and not liking it? Or it's just kind of like this energy where you're very focused on you and taking care of yourself, and you're focused on your business, you're focused on your kids, or maybe your school or your relationship or your marriage or your work or whatever it is, and you're taking very, very good care of yourself. And it seems like there's maybe some drama going on behind your back or some drama in the background, but you're really paying it dust, if anything at all. You're really not paying it any mind. You're not putting your attention into it. I don't think that you could really give a rat's ass even if you did try, quite frankly. Don't get me wrong, like it's annoying, but it feels more like a fly at a barbecue than some kind of like, "Oh my god, they're talking about me," or something like that. It feels like you're just kind of doing your own thing. It feels like you're not even, you pay it dust. It doesn't matter who gives a shit. I don't care. That's what it looks like to me. So, I mean, good for you. Let's see what that Five of Wands is about. It seems like there is a battle over what the truth is, or honesty, or maybe some conflict around what the truth is, or maybe there's conflict around an idea, not really sure how to go about it, etc. It can be that as well. So it can also be about like people having maybe political disputes, right? And their egos getting involved or something like that. And you're like, yeah, I'm not even getting involved. Like, you're just not doing it. So I like this energy. It doesn't feel too complicated. It's just you're doing your own thing and taking care of yourself. What you don't see coming is the Ten of Swords reversed, the Lovers reversed, and the Judgment reversed. There may be a connection from the past where you maybe hear something, okay, that kind of is making you like, what? Where you can feel like either maybe somebody hasn't let go of you, or that somebody's still talking about you, or you can feel like there's somebody here who's refusing to be honest with you about a situation. Maybe that's what that Five of Wands and that Ace of Swords is. So I feel like you're just like, okay, great, like not dealing with it. That's what it looks like to me. Because it almost feels as though it's a little unexpected. Like, you're like, really? Okay. Like, somebody makes a really dumb decision, or somebody's not being honest about cheating on you in the past, or cheating you out of something, or, and it more so feels like somebody could be hung up because your guys' morals or your values don't really align. And so they can be kind of misjudging you, or misjudging your views on things, which could kind of just, I would say that I would say it could aggravate you, but it doesn't even really feel like it's bothering you at all. You're just like, "Oh, yeah, that's great." Like, you don't really care. So, I don't know, like, maybe it's a little annoying, but you don't seem to be very invested in any kind of you know, this reminds me of, but it feels like it's somebody of somebody you've connected with, somebody that you've had a connection with, you have a connection with, but it feels like something from the past. But it looks like somebody who refuses to let something go. And so you're just like, okay, well, like fight with the mirror or fight with yourself or whatever it is. You don't seem to really care. The Knight of Swords reversed, the Four of Cups, the Queen of Swords. This is so fucking funny to me. So this is so Capricorn coded, like honestly, so Capricorn coded. You know, my grandma's a Capricorn. I can't even tell you that she is like so fucking unbothered, honestly. It's so funny. So this is mm, there could be something that triggers you at the end of June, and it could feel triggering. It's annoying. You're just like, oh God, you again. Or, you know, someone says something you don't like, you're annoyed, right? But I will say there's a gem inside of this that you may not be seeing. It can be that, you know, how what's the best example I can give out of this? So even though you may not agree with someone, right? Or you feel like somebody's being annoying or something like that, it may be telling you that there could be actually something to learn from this person, whether you realize it or not. And it's asking you to take that into account. This may also be, tell me about that Four of Cups. Hmm. It makes me feel like there's a very strong imbalance or power struggle between you and another person. And instead of allowing yourself to kind of get in your low vibrational energy or to allow yourself to get too triggered, it's asking you to take a wise, logical, fair, and polite approach to something for whatever reason. Okay. So don't lose your I don't feel like you are. It doesn't seem like you are, but I will say this. It can be that you are misunderstanding something or you are misjudging a situation. Okay? So something to keep in mind, but it can also be the reverse. Okay? It cannot be mutual. There's a mutual misunderstanding between the two of you, and that can really just be what it is, because the Five of Wands is very much a misunderstanding. It's because nobody's listening to the other person. Nobody's listening. Everyone's talking, nobody's listening, and we're never going to work out anything in that manner. And so I feel like there's likely a mutual misunderstanding between you and somebody else, and I feel like it's okay just to talk it out and get down to the bottom of it if that's something that you're interested in, because I do feel like there's a misunderstanding. Okay? It kind of is it's reminding me of that Mercury Pluto opposition, Capricorn, that we're having on June 29th, 30th, something like that. So that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Capricorn, and I will see you next time. Let's move on to Aquarius. All right, what's going on, Aquarius? I hope you guys are doing super awesome. I hope you have also been doing okay with Pluto in your sign. Let's go ahead and see what the forecast has for you for the rest of June. The Two of Wands reversed for your energy, the Moon reversed for what you don't see coming, and the Four of Pentacles for your advice. Okay, so let's see. The Two of Wands reversed, the Hangman reversed, and the Justice reversed. What's the Hangman reversed about? The Three of Pentacles. Okay. What's that Justice? Oh, I see what's going on here. Well, this to me looks like you're a little uncertain. You're not really sure whether or not you should collaborate with someone, try to get along with someone, try to come together with someone, work on a project with someone, whatever it may be. And it can be because you feel as though there are some sacrifices that need to be made in order to do that, or you would have to sacrifice something in order to come together with a group of people or with this person and make something happen. It can also be that with that justice reverse, either you have a guilty conscience about something, or it's that the connection from your perspective isn't really mutual. And this can be on your side where you're like, yeah, I don't really know if I'm fucking feeling this. I don't really know what I want to do. But basically the justice reversed and the two of wands reversed is a huge indecision around something. And so when I asked why the justice reversed, I got the hermit, which indicates somebody who just wants to be alone. you know, it can be somebody who just simply wants to be alone, or there's something that feels a little humbling about this. Like if you were to choose this, then maybe it would feel a little humiliating in some way, right? Maybe it is that you had an ex that broke up with you a long time ago, and now they really want you to, work on this artistic project with them. And you're like, this is a little humiliating. I don't really, right? And then like you find out that their new partner is working on it too. And it's like, the answer would be no, right? But whatever it is, it seems like it's just uncomfortable. And once again, there would be some kind of humility or a sacrifice that would need to be made in order to make this happen. Now, I'm not saying that your ex is actually inviting you into some kind of project, but it is something that can feel quite humbling, and that can make you second guess if you really want to do it. What I will say is that this can balance something in your life if you want it. But once again, you may feel like a sacrifice would need to be made that you're not really willing to make. But it feels like you're in limbo, like you're stuck. You're not really sure what to do about this. It can be maybe in regards to a specific person where you're like, yeah, I'm not really picking up what you're putting down, or you're just really not getting somebody. You're like, what? Like, all right, I don't know about this. And so it can make you feel uncomfortable because something may be actually calling you to either think outside of the box or to do something differently than you normally wouldn't, or whatever it is. And so there can be a little bit of a decisive energy kind of happening here in regards to that specifically. Let's see what you don't see coming. The moon reversed, the eight of swords reversed, and the magician reversed. My goodness. What's that magician reversed? What's that moon reversed? Oh God, okay. Something may be revealed to you about you. The star is you. Or you could be allowing your fears to kind of set in, and you could be lacking the faith, lacking the hope. And for some reason, you didn't expect this from yourself. For some reason, you can't understand why you feel in this stuck energy, or why all of a sudden you're doubting yourself or you're second guessing yourself. You can start to feel like the foundation that you built your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities on, or how your mind thinks, hasn't really been solid, or, it just feels like there's something that you're not really trusting. What are we trying to do here? The King of Wands, it may be a specific person that is interested in you and you're kind of like doubting yourself. Maybe you just think that they're super hot or something and you're like, oh, fuck, I don't know if you know, or it can be that you're trying to pursue something entrepreneurial, but it's going to take a lot of confidence and it's going to take a lot of courage in order for you to build this thing. And it can be where, and that happens when we try to start something new or we try to do something different. It's that doubt that kind of seeps in. It's that worry. It's that, oh God, am I good enough? Or that second guessing, and feeling like, well, I'm probably just not going to get it anyway. But the thing is that whatever this thing is that you're desiring, it's going to take a commitment from you. It's going to take a serious commitment from you, and not just a commitment, but a faith in the commitment that you've made. And through that, once you're able to burst through that or you're able to work through that, then that's when true confidence can be born. So that's how we usually create that confidence within ourselves, or we manifest it by doing the thing that scares us, right? Easier said than done. Believe me, I get it. So let's go ahead and take a look at your advice. The Four of Pentacles, the Death, and the Eight of Wands. So the Four of Pentacles can sometimes represent fear. It can represent where we are holding back because we're afraid that we may lose something, or, something may be taken from us. But the way that you're doing this either needs to change. It's okay to hold back on some things, but if you're holding back on a consistent basis out of fear of maybe what other people going to think, or blah 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 blah, then you're needing to rewire your brain. You're needing to change the way that you're thinking about that. What's that death card? Because I'm just curious. The Empress reverse. So once again, I you know what this is? That Four of Pentacles can be about feeling like you don't have enough of something. And the Empress reversed is where we feel like we're not enough in some way. So I'm wondering if it is you second guessing yourself in some way, and thinking that you either have to do more than what you really need to do in order to feel better about yourself, or in order to feel accepted, or whatever it is, or if you just simply just feel that you don't have what it takes to create something. But I really feel like you're needing to let that mentality die, because it's not working for you. It's not working for you. It's not allowing you to be your most creative, respectable self, I guess you could say, because I feel like there's a lot more to you, and I feel like you owe it to yourself to be able to explore that and discover that. And with that Eight of Wands, it's about just moving, right? Not necessarily thinking too much about it. Sometimes our mind can be great, but it's a tool. It's a tool to be utilized. It's a tool to be used to the best of our ability to be able to create the reality that what we want. And fortunately, the brain tends to use us, and it uses us as a tool instead of the other way around. So, I feel like this is about you just needing to change the way that you're thinking about things. I feel like there's a lot more growth to be had, but you're going to have to want that, and you're going to have to do something about it. So, Aquarius, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your June, and I hope that you enjoy this new moon in Cancer that we're about to have. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can book with me at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Aquarius, and I will talk to you soon. All right, what's going on, Pisces? I hope that you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on for you for the rest of June 2025. The Knight of Wands reversed in your energy. What you don't see coming is the Knight of Cups. Okay. I feel like you might surprise yourself. The Three of Wands for your advice. Let's see that Knight of Wands for your energy. The Page of Cups reversed. The Three of Swords. Whoa, buddy. I need you to relax. What's that Three of Swords? The World. That sucks, That definitely sucks. I mean, it kind of feels like you're a little all over the place. You're not really sure where to put your feelings. You're not really sure where to put your pain, because I'm not going to lie, it looks like you guys are hurting a little bit. And it can be over something that is done, something that has kind of closed out, and it's painful. It's straight up painful. But the thing about the Three of Swords, if I'm not mistaken, is that Saturn in Libra, or is that Jupiter? No, it's not Jupiter in Gemini. I think it's Saturn in Libra. I believe it's Saturn in Libra. It's hard to remember every single one all the time. But I think it's Saturn in Libra, but I don't want to speak on it because I don't remember exactly. Anyway, now I could look it up on my little tarot course, but I'm not going to. Anyway, I feel like there's something to be had from this, and I feel like there's a lot of maturation that's going to take place because of whatever this heartache is, or whatever this pain is that you have essentially acquired from this experience. I want to say be cautious with that Knight of Wands reverse and the Page of Cups reverse. Because you're hurting, you may end up doing some things that are really impulsive that could ruin your relationships with people. You could be kind of feeling victimized in somewhere. You could be feeling like the victim. Hey, shit, maybe you are the victim. I have no idea. But when we enter into that mindset and we keep ourselves there, it's really hard to get out, because what we're essentially doing when we're looking at ourselves as a victim and we're claiming that narrative and we're sticking to that narrative, right? And there are victims. I've been a victim. I'm sure somebody's been a victim of me at some point in my disgusting mouth. you know but there has to be a point where we take ownership of that and we don't allow it to muddle us, or we don't allow it to suppress us in some kind of way, and we take our power back and we take our control back. Because when we're doing that, when we're feeling like a victim and that's what we're claiming, then what we're essentially doing is we're giving our control away, like the what controls our happiness, we're kind of giving it away. Or what controls our power, it's like we're giving that control to someone or something else outside of ourselves. And so that Knight of Wands reverse can have you kind of feeling like a chicken with its head cut off. So um it's okay to be in pain, or it's okay to be going through these things, but it's really on how you it's really on what you do with it that matters. What you don't see coming is the Knight of Cups, the Strength reversed, and the Ten of Wands. What's that Ten of Wands? Wow. Okay. Pisces, if you are a masculine energy, um, you may surprise yourself and venture out into love land. Okay. You may surprise yourself and find somebody that you find attractive enough, or that you find is um somebody worthy of approaching, and you may actually be quite vulnerable, only to be let down a little bit. Okay, so it can kind of feel like you're getting shot down a little bit, or maybe there's some rejection, or maybe somebody is kind of questioning your strength and your ability to lead, or your ability to take control in a healthy and masculine way. And this could kind of make you realize, or make you feel like you need to step it up in some way with that Ten of Wands and that Emperor, where it feels a bit burdensome. But dare I say, Pisces, if you're masculine, this may be the woman or the feminine energy who actually makes you step it up and challenges you enough and gives you that opportunity to evolve. If you are a feminine energy, it can be that there is a masculine whom is approaching you, and you could be feeling like they don't meet up to something, or you can't I'm almost getting like a teasing energy a little bit, like you're kind of joking around, or I mean, the Queen of Wands is Aries, right? Aries can be very cheeky in that way. They can be a little harsh sometimes, but the Queen of Wands, she's very confident in herself, and she's not afraid to challenge another, not in a nasty way. That's the Queen of Wands reversed, but in a way where it's testing for strength, right? It's like when you sit in a chair and maybe it feels a little wobbly. You're like, wait a damn minute, before I sit on this thing, okay, I want to make sure that the screws are in there, and the whatever. So that may be kind of something that you're doing, and it may feel burdensome to this person, but I feel like you just might be the one to kind of encourage them to step up. Although I do feel like whoever is on the receiving end of this, it's going to take a little bit of a blow to their ego, okay? But there's a reason why this is happening. The Three of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands reversed. This is really about confidence, in my opinion. This entire read feels like it's about confidence. The Three of Wands is Sun in Aries, and the sun is exalted in Aries, and it's a really beautiful energy. It's very confident. It's about, we've already made a plan and we're setting out on that plan. So maybe you need a plan. Maybe you need a plan, and you need to go after that plan, or maybe you've had a plan and you just really haven't initiated that plan, because maybe it's a lack of confidence. Maybe you're feeling intimidated in some way, shape, or form. But this is about being okay with who you are and being okay being by yourself and initiating events or initiating routines or initiating something in your life that's going to help your sense of independence, confidence, and true confidence, not this like over promising and under delivering kind of confidence, but the confidence where you can walk into a room and know that you are exactly who you think you are and who you say you are. And this is going to come from courage, and this is going to come from responsibility and independence and leadership, and learning how to do that and taking care of yourself with that Nine of Pentacles. And being okay with what is in the moment and just learning how to become and do better. So, talking about that Seven of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, everything in moderation is what I want to say. Like when it comes to feeling intimidated, or when it comes to maybe feeling like you can't compete in some way or whatever, it's really about putting one foot in front of the other. Taking little things day by day. Like for instance, I have a client and she was like, I just want to have this glow up, and I kind of just want to she was like, I'm just going to fast for 3 days. And then she's like, well, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. And I said, how about you do this? Right. Because, and to each their own. I mean, fasting can, from my understanding, okay, I'm obviously not a medical professional, but fasting can be very beneficial for people. And so she was wanting to do it for 3 days, but then she got a little worried. I'm probably not going to be able to do that. And I was like, well, why don't you just say, I'm going to fast for 6 hours and start there, and kind of work my way up in some way. And so she kind of agreed to that. And so I feel like it's something like that with you in regards to your confidence and your sense of competency. Competence, competency. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And obviously, if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so over here at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Pisces. Take care. You're welcome, Carrie. All right, time for super chat questions. Oh, what the fuck? One more cracker and I'm done. You're welcome, Deb. I just want to say something. Like, a genuine thank you to the people who show up here every day or as much as they can. You'll never know how much I appreciate that consistency. I truly mean that, like with my entire heart. Like the diehards that have been here, I really appreciate you believing in me or enjoying me and just being here. It really means a lot, seriously. I say that with all the sincerity in the world. All right, so let's move on to my little super chatters. Where is my super chat button? Hold on. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Okay. Oh man, I forgot that I have that. You know what? Damn, I'm mad that I forgot that. I always forget that. It's so cute. Too much on the screen though. It looks so unclean. Alrighty. Hey Anita, I'm really sorry, but if you're drinking while you're on my stream, please just go to another stream, okay? I'm really sorry that you're going through stuff, and I've dealt with addiction, and it really, really sucks, and I understand. But I can tell you that you're going to want to learn from your own lessons before life gives them to you and forces you into an absolute real spiral that sucks. So, um, I I'm very, very sorry. I've absolutely been here, but I hope that you're not drinking and commenting in my chat. Okay. Gonna have to pull up YouTube police, right? Oh, thank you, Michaela. That's incredible. I appreciate you as well. Bye, Tom. Have a good one. Okay. I do appreciate the compliments, but they are a little demeaning. And I'm really not that pretty. The lighting definitely helps. I assure you, when I wake up in the morning, I don't look like this. I look like a crystal meth addict. So if that helps. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to super chats. Okay, cool. Alrighty. We have super chatter number no, I'm drunk apparently. Number 1. Okay, let me see what this person how they perceive you. The Four of Swords reversed, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. This is somebody who may feel as though there are still some like mental issues that you're dealing with, or this person may feel like you're healing from something from the past. It can't actually be in regards to your physical body. Or this person may feel like you're still not healed from something from the past, but you keep repeating cycles or you keep repeating a narrative in your mind that uh, keeps you from moving forward, or you're trying to control something in your own mind that doesn't really make sense to them. Thank you so much, number 1. We have number 2. Okay, let me see with the first question if this person misses you. The Five of Pentacles reverse and the High Priestess. For me, this would be a yes. As a reader, I feel like this would be a yes. It feels like this is somebody who wants to come out of the cold in some way. I think that with the High Priestess, this is still somebody who feels like there's a lot of potential here. You know, the High Priestess, she's in traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, she's missing the ceiling above her head, which is an indication of unlimited potential. And this person may feel like the two of you have that, but they may be keeping it kind of quiet right now for some reason with that High Priestess, even though this is somebody who still feels a very strong sexual desire towards you as well. As far as number 2, if this person will be reaching out soon, okay. Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Swords reversed. I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, so the Pentacle energy can take a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer to grow, but it's built on a solid foundation. So I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, that would essentially be a yes, but the Page of Swords reversed is indicating that this person is in their head about things, or they're assuming things, or they feel like they don't have enough information in order to move forward. So will they be reaching out soon? I don't know about soon, but the Ace of Pentacles can be they want to reach out and they may very well do that, but they may feel as though they need more information before moving forward. Thanks a lot, number 2. Oh, Mira, thank you. You're so kind. Let's see. Number 3. All right, let's see how he feels after you told him this. This person feels like you're in love with him, or feels like you love him, or that's what you want. Uh, that's what you want. And I feel like this is somebody who likely feels like they love you, or there's very strong mutual feelings, but this is somebody who feels like because you're not getting what you want, that you're not going to show up as very emotionally supportive. So this person may have strong feelings for you, but may not want a commitment. Let's see how this person is going to come back. Ooh, King of Cups, but reversed. King of Pentacles. Interesting. So there seems to be an emotional immaturity from this person. So what I do like is that the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups is here, yes. But this person may struggle with emotionality, or this person may struggle with emotional maturity, or this person may struggle with being vulnerable or something like that. But there's a commitment here, or there's some kind of this is like somebody who feels like they can't be emotionally honest but still feel in some way committed to the connection. So still maybe uh trying to be dedicated, or still showing up in some way, but maybe like they're not being super vulnerable in maybe the way that you want. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just a lack of maturity on their part, most likely. Number 4. So what is this person telling you that, or not telling you, that you should know? The Ace of Wands, the Devil reversed. This person may have a sex addiction that they're very well aware of. This person could have just some kind of addiction in their life, but the good thing is that they're very aware of it. Whatever it is, they're aware of it. So maybe they have a porn addiction, maybe they have a sex addiction, maybe they have an addiction to gambling, or maybe there's a big secret that they're not, or maybe it's a fear that's holding them back. Or now, like I said, the positive thing is that there's an awareness of that. But it could also be that this person is still engaging in these negative things, even though they know it's not good for them. But they may be trying to empower themselves in a way that is going to help them release whatever these fears are or these addictions are in some way. Mm, it's not really telling me too much. It tells me that they're very inspired to take action on something with that Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands can be very sexual energy, okay? It's like a phallic shape. It's very masculine. So it feels like there's some kind of masculine motivation or inspiration that this person is having, and they may be having a new beginning that they're not telling you about. But it can be coming from a place of trying to empower themselves, or maybe they're I don't know, maybe they are deciding that they're a lazy piece of shit, and now they're deciding, you know what, I want to get out and I want to work out and I want to, you know what I mean? It can't be something like that, but it's something around that devil. Oh boy. This person is already hid on my channel, so I don't know how it's possible that they're still even here. I really don't know. All right. Thank you, mods. Number 5, super chatter number 5. All right, let's go ahead and check out the feelings. So there's the Magician. So there's some kind of intent here to do what? The 4 of Cups reverse. If you guys have had some kind of, disappointing situation, I guess you could say, or if this is somebody who has maybe taken you for granted before, or been really immature, spoiled, a brat, or maybe you have, whatever it is, it feels like they're trying to come out of that, or they're trying to manifest some way to take action that's going to get you guys out of that mess, or out of that funk, or out of that corner that you guys have essentially trapped yourselves in. The 5 of Wands reversed. They don't want to fight with you. What are their intentions towards this person? The 7 of Pentacles reversed. The 3 of Cups, okay. The Moon reversed. It seems like they don't want to waste their time, okay? If they're going to do it, they want to make sure that they're getting a return on their investment, so to speak. And so the 7 of Pentacles reversed, if this is this person's intent, they may not be willing to be fully romantically invested or all the way invested, but that 3 of Cups tells me that there may be an intention to reconcile or to come together in some way, to be friends or start out as friends. But the Moon reversed is a little telling, so I'm going to clarify that. What's the Moon reversed? The Hermit reversed. I want one more. The 8 of Swords. But there's fears that are creeping in because they may be uncertain on whether or not to reveal certain things about themselves to you. There can be a fear of vulnerability, a feeling of, do I really want this? So they seem to be a little stuck or even paranoid potentially in regards to maybe, if you want them or not, or what you might say to them, or whatever the case is. So it doesn't feel like it's bad or anything. Future actions towards number 5. 5 of Pentacles reverse. You may very well hear from this person, or they may unblock you if there's been block communication, or they may try to get you to unblock them. But the 5 of Pentacles reverse is essentially when we've abandoned something, or someone has abandoned us, and then we try to reconcile with that. We try to come out of that, right? So maybe we've been locked outside of the house for a while. We've been sitting in our car and our spouse won't let us in. And so finally we just go up to the door and we're like, hey, like, can you let me in the house? You kind of think about the 5 of Pentacles in reverse like that. So let's pull an advice message for you in regards to this connection. Well, the 2 of Cups reverse. If this is your advice, this can be really asking you, do you feel safe with this person? And does this person make you feel like you can relax? Do you feel understood? Do you understand them? Are we committed to misunderstanding one another? Whatever the case is, something has to completely change and mature. The world is Saturnian in nature. So this is where we've reached the end of something. Something cannot be the way that it has been. This journey cannot go on like this. We're like, your marriage or your relationship or this dynamic can not be this way anymore. It's that way is dead as you know it, and there has to be a new way that we are approaching this journey if anything is really going to amount to anything. So whatever that may look like for you guys, but there has to be a maturation phase if there hasn't been one yet. Thank you so much, number 5. I greatly appreciate you. Keep in mind, guys, if you ever want to book a full personal reading, you can always do so at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, guys. Where am I putting this? All right. We have numero 6. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see what he thinks about the two of you as like a couple or being together. Okay. Well, he definitely feels like at some point you guys had an ending or there was a betrayal or something very difficult happened between the two of you that felt very burdensome or like an overkill, right? It's like you think about the 10 of swords, how many swords does it take to kill somebody? Not 10, right? So he could have this opinion that something has been overdone in some way. The positive is that this is somebody who's still inspired to have a deep connection with you, or somebody who's very attracted to you, somebody who wants to initiate more of this connection in some way, shape, or form. And so it's a very attractive energy. It's also a very sweet energy. So, despite the differences, despite the endings, despite the betrayals, or whatever it may be, this person still has this very deep connection with you that they probably cherish very much. Um, what's the 10 of swords about? The 6 of wands reversed. There could have been something that happened that maybe hurt your ego or hurt his ego. The 6 of wands reverse is it can be sometimes where we're feeling entitled to somebody or something, and when we don't get it, we kind of throw a fit or we're like, "Well, they can just come to me." It can kind of be that energy. So it seems like maybe somebody's ego was bruised in some way, or maybe somebody's reputation was ruined in some way or affected. Let's see why this person has not contacted you. The 9 of Pentacles, it seems like they're happy with being single or they're kind of like doing their own thing. The 9 of Pentacles is when we're like taking care of ourselves, we're trying to enjoy our life. I would be cautious. This person may be seeking out new love. That is absolutely possible with that Ace of Cups. What's that Page of Wands reverse? The 9 of Swords. I feel like whatever this ego blow was here, we're going to flip this around so you can actually see it. Okay. So, in regards to what this person thinks of this connection, this is it. And why this person has not contacted you is this. Okay. So, remember the blow to the ego that I was kind of telling you about here with that 6 of Wands reverse and the 10 of Swords? I feel like it's still affecting this person. So, there is this sense of taking care of oneself, enjoying singlehood, still being open to a relationship because the 9 of Pentacles is still open to the 10 of Pentacles, which can represent a commitment and kind of full of love, ready to put something out there. But the Page of Wands reversed has this person, maybe overthinking communication with you. This may be somebody who doesn't really have the confidence to pursue this because it either stresses this person out or what else? The King of Pentacles, they may not want a full blown commitment right now. They may be okay with just kind of doing their own thing and enjoying life or taking care of themselves or whatever it is. And there can be some worry or concern around what your expectations are or what your expectations are in regards to this person committing or not committing to you. Mm, person's next actions towards them, the Tower. Well, something's going to happen with that tower there, where this person may surprise you or do something. It can be a very uncomfortable, unexpected surprise, something that's going to shake the foundation of the connection, to be quite frank with you. Now, what I do like is that the 3 of Wands is there, which means that we're confident in our exploration of a relationship or what it is that we're initiating. But at first, it's going to feel surprising or it's going to feel uncomfortable. It could be a truth. It can be intimacy, okay, that occurs that could be very out of the blue or something like that. But the 3 of Wands to the 4 of Wands represents an expansion in regards to a relationship, or maybe while you're out and about you see this person and it's kind of out of nowhere or something like that. So there may be something surprising that will transpire in the days to come or month to come or whatever. So your advice is the Lovers and the 2 of Wands. So this is essentially asking you, does this connection align with your morals, your values, your thought process? Does it cause you to grow? Do they grow in turn? Is there true intimacy, or is it just sex? You know, is there strong communication? Is there a mutual understanding and a mutual respect between two people? Is that really there? And if it is, then great. Then you know your answer and you know what your choice is. If it's not, then that's something to certainly question. And this may be asking you that when you're making decisions based around relationships, or based around, having a mature relationship, you may have to kind of come out of your comfort zone, either in the way that you're communicating, or the way that you're picking a partner, or the way that you're deciding upon a partner. Thank you so much. Number 6. It's always good to see you. All right. Number 7. Okay. Well, let's look at the projects that you were asking about, number 7, and then we'll look at just general. The Justice. So I like that. 7 of Swords reverse. This can be where you're working with others in a way that is very amicable, or a way that is very balanced. So if you take a look at the Justice card, it's Venusian because it's naturally Libra. Venus rules Libra. The 7 of Swords reversed is when there can be a focus on self. So there may be this kind of balance that you're needing to find between working with others and working on your own time, or finding time for projects and with other people, and finding time for yourself as well. I feel like whatever it is, I feel like you're going to hone down, and I definitely feel like you're going to get it done. The Justice is when we're kind of deciding upon something and we're doing it, and everything is just kind of right in the world. Not to sound corny, but the Justice is a really good indication that something will complete, or that something will go as needed. With that 7 of Swords reversed, there may be something that you learn a lot. What is that 7 of Swords reversed? The 9 of Cups reversed. So this to me looks like where you may be trying to focus on something for yourself, or you may want something in particular, like for yourself, to come out of this, but it may feel like it's so group oriented, or it may feel like it kind of serves everybody equally, as opposed to what you want for yourself individually. So what do I mean by this? This can be where there are several journalists and they're working on a project together, right? And then, they're all trying to work together, but kind of everybody gets a pat on the back, and not just like one particular individual. And it can feel like, oh, well, I kind of wanted to write my own thing, or I wanted to, right? But it's kind of like everybody is getting a pat on the back, and it's not necessarily like what you wanted to write, or maybe it's not where you're just not getting the applause or the pat on the back yourself. Does that make sense? So, whatever that means, but ultimately and generally, this just means that you are getting something done, and probably on time and when you're supposed to do it. If you can find time to carve out for yourself, if you feel like things get a little too overwhelming, I think that that's important for you as well. Oh. Okay. 5 of Swords and the King of Cups. I feel like you may meet somebody. If you're not in a relationship already, there may be somebody here who is interested in you, but it can be a little off-putting. This can be somebody who you feel as though you can share a lot with, but you can also feel like there's something deceptive, or you can't totally trust something about this person. The 5 of Swords is when we're just determined to win just because, right? This is like the guy who gets bedded to hit on that girl, to see if he can actually get her into bed with him, but then like he ends up falling in love with her. It's kind of like that vibe. You know what I'm saying? So there may be something like that. If you're already in a relationship, then there can be a little deceptive energy, but I feel like there's love here with that King of Cups. If this is not in regards to a relationship and you're not interested in love in any capacity, mm, this can look like a therapy, or maybe even a friend or a masculine energy in your life who is trying to help you through some things that you're a little uncertain about. Thanks a lot, number 7. Number 8. Okay, let's see. Is she planning on doing that? Probably. Probably with the Two of Pentacles, this person may be kind of planning that out, or, you know, kind of putting one foot in front of the other and kind of trying to figure out how to go about it. Is this person doing it like maliciously, or the High Priestess? I don't feel like she's going to talk about it, you know, with that High Priestess there. I feel like she's going to keep it quiet. I don't feel like she's going to give you any warnings per se or anything like that. It just feels like she's kind of maybe going to handle it here. I feel like there's kind of this energy of like where she's trying to be indifferent about something or a little bit detached from that. Your advice is the Six of Pentacles. You know, Six of Pentacles is like where you need to pay up, you know, or where you need to kind of balance your checkbook, or, you know, be cautious of what you're spending your money on, or who you're spending your money on, or how much you're spending, or whatever the case is. So I do feel like there may be, she may be a little undecided, to be honest with you. The Two of Pentacles can be like, you know, it can kind of be like that. So she's trying to listen to her intuition, but there may be some kind of emotion attached there, or some kind of empathy there, or with the Four of Swords, whatever it is, she may be attempting to detach herself from that emotion so she can make logical decisions based on what you told me in your question. So with the Six of Pentacles being your advice, this is about being generous, whether it's with advice or your time or your energy, you know, and making sure that you are keeping a balanced checkbook and doing what you're needing to do financially. Okay. Thank you, number 8. Number 9. Okay, let's see what would happen if you reconciled. Let's see from your perspective. The King of Wands, the Hierophant reversed. Well, there would probably be strong intimacy and a strong sexual attraction, but I don't know if there would necessarily be a commitment. The Hierophant reverse can represent something that is non-traditional and non-conformist. It can be like, you know, you can see like in extreme cases like polygamy or whatever. You know what I mean? It could be something that is not really what you normally see in connection. So like one night stands, situationships, kind of things like that. Okay, so I don't know if I would necessarily expect a full-blown commitment, but you can expect attraction and things of that nature. Why do I keep looking up there? Like there's like why do I keep doing that? Thank you, Mira. It's nice to see you again. I'm so happy you're here. Oh no, Top Flight, I'm sorry. Oh no. Number 10. All right, let's see this person's current thoughts about you. I feel like this person wants to talk to you about something. If this person is at a distance, they may want to call you, or they may want to come visit you in some way, or they may want to travel with you. But I feel like there's something that they want to say, and it feels like a very strong truth. It feels kind, it feels fair, it feels sincere. But it may kind of come out of nowhere, or this person, you just may hear from them at some point. They may say something to you, but it feels like it may be advice. This person may be giving you advice, or you may learn something new about this person soon. Oh, thank you so much, Top Flight. You're very kind. Hi, Gia. No, it's not too late for a super chat, darling. All right, number 11. Okay, let me see. Like you can hold your own. Immediately, what I got from that was like you can hold your own. Like you can hold your own. You're easy to get along with. They have something to learn from you, they feel, and they feel like you have something to learn from them. It's just a general consensus of simply being on the same page. This person may feel like maybe you've had some haters, or maybe you've really had to stand up for yourself in your life a lot, or something like that. So they may actually admire that. I would be cautious that this person isn't a little intimidated or jealous of you in some way. But other than that, I really feel like this person likely respects you. So I don't see anything negative, honestly. I don't know how they're acting. I'd be surprised if you told me they were a shitbag, because they seem to view you in a good light. Number 12. All right, let's see. Let's see what this person wants from you. The Judgment, a reconciliation, an honesty, a truth to be spoken in some way, shape, or form, or some kind of decision to be made. Knight of Pentacles, okay. Six of Swords. This person seems to want to either come back together with you, or they're wanting to be honest about some kind of truth, or they're maybe wanting to ask you about some kind of truth. But whatever the case is, I like the Judgment. I actually really like the Judgment because this is when we are being like, you know what? It's time to take accountability for these things. It's time to take accountability for how I got here. It's time to make a decision from my higher self. It's time to do the right thing. It's time to And so the Knight of Pentacles is telling me that we're doing this and we're working towards it. We're working up to it, or we're really taking the time. We're trying to resolve something, we're trying to solve something. So this person may be wanting some kind of resolve between the two of you. This person may be wanting to move on from some kind of maybe issue that you guys have had in the past, and it seems like they're willing to do the work, or they want to do the work, but it may take them a little bit of time or something like that. But it's really taking them time because they want to do something right. So I don't see any negative intentions, but let's see what's next for you guys. Okay, the Queen of Swords. I feel like this is you. So you seem to be on the ball. Okay, the Temperance and the Fool. I love this energy. This actually looks really positive. It seems like you've learned your lessons quite a few times. I feel like you're all the wiser for it, or you will be in the near future if you feel like you're not right now. But the Queen of Swords is somebody who's had their world ripped apart more than once or twice or three times. It's somebody who's really had their ass handed to them. And because of that, they're a lot wiser and they're smarter. They're not mean or anything like that. They're quite fair in their decision making, and very fair in their communications. And it seems like there's some kind of maybe mutual conversation that you guys are having, and a mutual understanding about how you guys can start over, or how you can begin again, or how you can start out on some kind of new venture together. So I really like this. Let's see your advice. The Queen of Wands. I love it. And the Knight of Wands reversed. I want to say don't settle for any kind of behaviors that you've seen in the past that you did not deem worthy of your attention. So the Queen of Wands for the advice is about being confident and needing to lead by example, not being afraid of your shadow self, not feeling insecure, feeling proud of who you are and the steps that you've taken. And with that Knight of Wands reversed, this is not about going outside of your character in order to get some kind of attention from some low hanging fruit. No, this is about having the confidence that you deserve, which you know that you deserve, and you're needing to act in accordance with that as well, right? So, right. So, like, we can't be out here like, oh, yeah, um, um, I expect people to treat me with respect, and I expect people to look a certain way, and I expect people to blah 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 when we're out here, like, uh we have potato chip crumbles in our underwear, and we're treating people like shit every day, and we cuss the barista out at Starbucks or whatever it is, right? So it's like it's about leading by example, right? And about kind of controlling the energy around you by how you're acting, right? If Does that make sense? So that's what I have for you. Thank you. I'm not saying you're doing that, by the way. Quite the contrary. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to number 13. Sure, let's see. If there's a masculine energy in your life who is kind of a shitbag, or I don't want to say that, who is like controlling or negative, or kind of an asshole, or who is super controlling, or whatever the case may be, even abusive to some degree. If they're abusive like that, obviously call the cops. But I feel like with that Emperor reversed and the Hangman, it's asking you to kind of let this person go. And the Hangman can is Neptunian. So it's like where maybe we're not always seeing things clearly, or we need to kind of back up for a minute, and we need to see this person for who they are, or we need to see someone for who they are. Or, if the Emperor reversed is you, where you feel like you're needing to control everything and dominate everything around you and blah 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 blah, And it doesn't have to be that dramatic. It can just be where, you're trying to control an outcome and not understanding that you don't have control over certain outcomes. You can only control your actions, right? Which is the emperor and the upright. But if the emperor is reversed, it's where we feel out of control within ourselves. So we're needing to control everyone around us. And the hangman is a call to let that shit go. It's really let go of control, where the emperor reversed wants all of the control. So you could be the emperor reversed in your life, or somebody else could be that. And basically, it's saying let go regardless of which side you fall on. Well, I keep thinking that I have room up here to put my cards, and I keep making myself look like a fucking idiot. There's nothing up there. Okay. Number 14. Okay, let me see. Is this person going to reach out after they send him that message? The Empress reversed. I don't think so. Um, I don't know. I mean, in order for them to change their mind, I feel like they would have to be more open minded to it. So, unless something happens where they decide that they want to become more open minded to it, it doesn't feel like they're really going to. So, it, so what I mean by this, like, let's say that this person, maybe because I feel like this is how they see you. So, this may be somebody who feels like, you don't feel very good about yourself, or you have low self-esteem, or something like that, and you're just maybe wanting a reconciliation, or maybe this person feels like you've dealt with a lot of things in your life and that has impacted your self-esteem in some way, and so you're feeling, the Empress reverse can be somebody who's a little clingy, or somebody who tends to overexert themselves to try to prove something to themselves or to others. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that's who you are, but this person can feel that way about you for some reason. And the Five of Cups reverse may mean that this person has empathy for you, or, they're hoping that you forgive them for something, or vice versa, or whatever the case is. But it feels like they're triggered, or they're a little close minded to something, or they're taking a more passive approach. So I don't know what would need to change exactly. But if they were to reach out, it would be because they untriggered themselves, or because they became a little bit more open minded to the situation. So something would have to like change their mind, or they would have to like, change their own minds themselves by thinking, you know what, like maybe I'm being ridiculous, and maybe they do, but right now I'm not saying like a connection. Thank you so much. Number 14. Um, okay, number 15. That's an interesting question. I think that you're looking for evolution. Honestly, I think that you're looking for honest to God change at a very deep level. And maybe you're wanting that in more than just one area. The death card is Plutonian or Scorpionic in nature, which can represent other people's money in astrology. So maybe it's that you're feeling like you're not up to par with your partner's finances, or they're not with you, or they're not willing to evolve in some way. Maybe it's that you feel like you're doing it on your own, when it should feel more like something should feel more like a collaborative deal, I guess you could say. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, the Queen of Cups reversed, there may be some trust issues within the connection. Maybe you don't trust this person with money. Maybe you don't trust that this person will evolve, even though, maybe you've been fighting for it in some way. You could even feel like maybe this person isn't always telling you the truth, or maybe you have your guard up sometimes, and so it's hard to trust this person. I'm not sure if you are a masculine or a feminine. I can't. It's hard to kind of tell by your name. If you are the feminine, then I would say that there may be a distrust that you have in regards to this person's ability to fight for this, or to put up stronger boundaries in regards to something, or maybe they're not evolving in the way that you'd like. If you're a masculine energy, then you can feel a little bogged down, maybe because you feel as though this person does not trust you, even though maybe you're fighting for it in some way, shape, or form. Page of Swords. It seems like there's a learning process that's going on here. And when you're learning something new, or when you're discovering something, or you're trying to open up your mind to new possibilities, sometimes that can complicate things or can simplify things. It just really depends on your personal circumstance. But it can be that you feel like there's a lot of decisions to make and you can just feel a little bogged down. You may be wanting a brand 2 pages, interesting. So you may feel like you're on the precipice of some kind of completion here and you're ready to start brand new, or you're ready to start again, or you want newness, you want change. I mean, for the death to pop up here and the 2 pages to pop up here, this tells me that there's some kind of um bridge that we're crossing, or a bridge that you're attempting to cross, and you want newness out of that. You want to restart, or you want, and I'm not saying that you want to do it without this person, but it can be like this old and this new kind of being fleshed together in some way that makes it a little odd, or 10 of wands makes it feels like a burden. Like I said, you're crossing some bridge. 9 of wands, 10 of wands, death card. It's like you're crossing a bridge, and maybe you feel like this person isn't willing to cross it with you, or you can feel burdened because one person is more evolved and another is not, or something to that degree. Your advice is the Sun and the 8 of Pentacles reversed. I feel like this is about you needing to be more optimistic and confident, just in yourself in general. But with that 8 of Pentacles reversed, this can be saying maybe you're setting unrealistic standards, and that could be kind of bogging you down. Or it can be that the same routine or something like that needs to be switched up. It can be where you're fucking bored, And so it's asking you, get creative with it. What are the things that you can involve in your day-to-day life that will bring a little bit of happiness to it, or make you more happy in some way, shape, or form? Thank you so much, number 15. I really appreciate it. Oh my God, I keep trying to put it up there. All righty. That's wild. I'm eating potato chips right now. I'm so dead. That's okay. I'm eating chicken and biscuits chips. Mm-hmm. 1 second, please. What is going on? What the fuck? Sorry, guys. 1 sec. Okay. That was from the other day. All right. Sorry. Okay. Now we have number 16. Number 16. All right. Let me see this person's intentions. 7 of Cups. I don't even know if they're really sure. Honestly, that 7 of Cups. Let me see. Ace of Pentacles reversed. The Knight of Cups. If this is a love situation, then this person can have an intent to likely show up and attempt to be vulnerable, or even sweep you off your feet in some way. But the Ace of Pentacles reversed tells me that they may not really be sure, 7 of Cups, if they want to put in like the cold, hard work towards this particular endeavor. If this is like a business partnership, or if this is a love situation, they may be kind of playing with the idea or fantasizing about you a little bit, but still being uncertain. Tell me about that 7 of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. I feel like they're just trying to kind of fly by the seat of their pants. It's like I feel like they want growth and they want movement forward, but they may not really be sure how to do that. It doesn't feel like bad intentions. What's that Ace of Pentacles reversed? 8 of Cups. So if this is a love situation, they may have had other opportunities that they're willing to walk away from in order to walk towards you. That could absolutely be the case. but it still might be kind of up in the air with that Wheel of Fortune if this is about love. If this is about like business or something else entirely, this person could have had some options, in a direction to be able to grow, or had that opportunity to be able to grow, but they could feel like they had to kind of drop another opportunity and walk away from it in order to have this one. What does this person want from them? The Four of Pentacles, to possess you? Okay, maybe. Hold on, let me see. Okay. What's that Strength reversed? Two of Swords. This person is definitely fighting some demons or fighting their own ego. Like I really think that above all else, it's almost like there's an apprehension or there's a nervousness, is what I'm getting. A little bit of fear, not a whole lot of confidence, but there is faith. And it's like this faith that they can heal themselves through this connection, or if this is like a business partnership, maybe they're not super confident in taking a full-blown risk, but they're like, "Oh, okay, but I have faith that there's something here, or I can share a little bit more with this person," or whatever it is. But there's definitely an avoidance of a kill to the ego or an ego shot or something like that. Let's get some advice for you. The Chariot. The Three of Swords reversed. So this is telling you to have courage and control and willpower in regards to a situation that may have hurt you. If you're wanting to reconcile, or if you're wanting to heal, or if you're wanting to come out of a very heartbreaking situation or a painful situation, or if you're even wanting to avoid one, it's telling you that you have the willpower and the control to be able to do that if that's something that you're interested in, right? It's kind of like how they say we choose who we love, or we can, right? To a point. It doesn't mean that we can choose who we're attracted to, but we can choose who we love. So if we feel like somebody's a fucking walking red flag, we can choose to not let that moment happen and not let it go any further. So it's telling you that you have the willpower, you have the drive, you have the confidence to be able to maneuver this in the way that you want. Thank you so much, number 16. I greatly appreciate you as always. Number 17. Okay, let me see how this person feels for you. Interesting. The Ten of Cups reversed and the Ten of Pentacles. So this person may feel like there's some kind of emotional support that is missing. Uh, There's something that's lacking in the way that we're showing up emotionally, right? There's something lacking emotionally. There's some kind of emotional lack here, like emotional support kind of thing. But there is a future with that Ten of Pentacles. There are other things that are very attractive about this connection, or this person either feels like they're totally committed to you within reason, or they feel like they feel like they could have it all to an extent. The only thing that's missing is some kind of maybe level of vulnerability, or more emotional support, or maybe it's that they feel like they could have, a great financial life with you, but they want the golden retriever and the white picket fence and the children, and maybe you don't, or whatever it is, right? So there's this focus on the future and feeling like they could have a lot with you, but there's also this other emotional side to it where they're like, I don't know. How does this person view number 17? The Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles reversed. So once again, it's very weird. It's very contradictory, because the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this would be this person. They view themselves being committed to you, or they see you as someone that they can nurture a relationship with, but they view you as somebody who's not either meeting a standard or putting in the right effort, or they could feel like there's something manipulative here, or something isn't enough for them. So it's a very contradictory energy, very contradicting. Really interesting. I gotta pull a couple. I gotta shuffle. I'll shuffle. All right, number 18. Okay. What sign is this person, her soulmate? The Ace of Swords, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It's probably an air sign, sun, moon, or rising. What's their rising sign? Pisces. They will be a Pisces rising and likely so there'll be a Pisces rising because I see the moon card. That's Pisces. And then their sun or their moon may be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Where you're going to meet this person? A workplace. Emperor reversed, the Knight of Pentacles. This can be where you have a really shitty boss or there's somebody in power that's kind of a piece of crap. You can meet this person at like a maybe a bank or some kind of work situation. So like at work or something like that when you're working on a project is something financial. You know what? I created a little cheat sheet for my course. Let me look here. Farm, ranch, vineyard, construction site, workshop, field, meadow, countryside, financial office, bureaucratic institution, a school, a place that requires routine and maintenance. So something like that. But I'm getting like a workplace vibe with this particular scenario, to be honest with you. But yeah, so it looks like a Pisces rising and a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius sun or moon. Thinking number 18. Number 19. Okay, let me see. The Devil, the King of Cups. I feel like it could definitely empower you either on an intuitive level or a strong emotional level. If you're single, you could end up meeting a partner through here. I mean, it's definitely good. Tell me about that Devil. The King of Wands. Is this like a masculine dominated field, or does masculine energy do better in this field, or is it just male dominated? I'm not sure, but I feel like you're going to learn a lot from masculine energy through this endeavor, or there's some kind of influence that the masculine has over this. Like maybe it's masculine inspired. So, for instance, I started my tarot business after I got out of a heartbreak and after I got out of a relationship and I was absolutely shattered and heartbroken, and I actually created this business, Violetta Alexis Tarot. I created it to empower myself through heartbreak. So maybe it's something like that. But I would say yes. I would say yes. This looks very empowering. I feel like you could end up gaining a lot of like money or power or influence in some way. But I don't know, something's a little off about that masculine energy everywhere. There's a lot of masculine energy. That's some advice. The Nine of Swords, don't overthink it. Don't overthink yourself. Don't overthink it. Don't get in your head too much about things. Don't believe everything you hear. Don't be constantly worried and concerned. Like, don't overthink something. Interesting. All righty. You're welcome, Gia, anytime. Oh, my goodness. Thank you guys so much tonight. I appreciate it. I don't know, I don't get along with them. Yeah, but you guys have to remember that there's so much more than just someone's sun sign. It's very, very important. I mean, you could meet somebody where you're a Libra and somebody, or you can meet somebody where you're a Taurus and there's somebody else's sun sign is the Capricorn. It doesn't always mean that you're going to get along. There are other things that go into this. Like I was in a relationship with a Virgo rising Cancer sun. I'm a Taurus rising and I'm a Virgo sun. So there would be natural sextiles or harmony and trines, right? But like this person, their Mercury and their Jupiter and Leo squared my Pluto, right? And that's annoying. You know what I mean? It's annoying, and so you have to look at other things. So you would think that like a Virgo rising Cancer sun and a Virgo sun and a Taurus rising would just be great. But you have to look at other things. There are other things that go into this. If you're, you want to look at their Mars and your Venus and your Mars and their Venus, you want to see how your guys' moon sign, especially how it aspects. And like what other things is it aspecting, right? So if you have let's say you have a moon in Capricorn and this person has a Pluto in Libra and they're around the same degree, so they're going to square. And so it can feel like there's a constant challenge, or your safety is being constantly challenged by this other person, or it's forcing some kind of evolution or some kind of uncomfortable state of being where you feel not safe, where you feel uncomfortable, or you feel like you're constantly being manipulated, or you know if there's like a sun opposite Mars situation going on. God, talk about power struggles and ego battles between two people, even though other things may be quite compatible. And I really think that it's important to look at things like angular houses, the first house, the 10th house, the 7th house, the 4th house. Is it hitting any of those for you? That's really where you're going to feel it. So please understand, it's not just about the sun sign. There's so much more that goes into astrology than just that. So when you're doing it, I always ask for a motherfucker's birth time and where they were born. I don't care. I'm not messing with that. I want to see what the hell it is, so I can be prepared because it matters. So something to kind of remember, okay? Um, what are you? Are you talking to Bryant? Uh, is the air sign worth the wishy-washy? I mean, my longest relationship was with an Aquarius, believe it or not. Yep, couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. But yeah. I'm water sun, but I have more earth air. Yeah, you're really smart. Mira, you're really smart. Very emotional, but very, very smart. And I just love you to pieces. But yeah, so you guys, something to kind of think about when you're, thinking about synastry and stuff like that. Like, the like I have to be really I make jokes and stuff, but I have not had one good experience with a Virgo sun man. I just have not had a single one. And so, now that I'm a bit older, I try to open my mind a little bit, although it's really, really difficult because I have to remember that there are other aspects and that there are other placements. So, just try to keep an open mind when thinking about these things, okay? Because I feel like when you do that, when you're like, oh, I would never date this sign, you're so very much putting yourself into a box. You're very much putting yourself into a box. So just try to keep that in mind, though. Of course, Mira, absolutely. You're very welcome. All right, you guys, I love you. Please have a beautiful night. Thank you guys so much for being here. It means the world to me. And I really hope that you guys have an absolute blast of a week. Have fun with the new moon in Cancer that is occurring just tomorrow or on the 25th, depending upon where you're at in the world. There are the squares to Neptune and Saturn, which may be a little bit shifty or a little sketchy, but all in good time. So have a good night, and shout out to my beautiful, wonderful mods, Complexity, Lori, especially because you do the timestamps. You're incredible. And Kinez, as always. Kinez, play Ethel Kane. I haven't said that in a while, but I love you guys. And thank you again. Bye for now.